Welcome to episode 92 of the podcast for the rest of us. I'm joined by, let's start with Ioski today. How you doing, Ioski?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Scrap?
I'm good. I'm just chilling.
Not time
Doing a
walking?
podcast.
Yep. Just
You know,
doing
it's gonna
podcast.
happen.
I'm walking.
And Lythian, who is in the middle of a huge life change. How is everything going for you?
It's good. I got my apartment kind of messy. It's luckily there's a background so you can't
Well,
see.
no, I was gonna say, isn't that your? I thought that was your apartment.
Yeah, there's totes and stuff everywhere. It's great.
Wonderful.
It's great. I'm excited.
Well, part of me was saying we shouldn't do an episode this week because we have a couple we could get away with not doing. But Lythian, you are moving next week, so we will almost certainly not have an episode next week. I say that only with the intention that if something absolutely insane happens, maybe we can get like a fourth to join us. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. But we are in the midst of the 12.1 PTR, so there's some things to talk about. There was an interesting interview with Ian. We have I would say, a massive update to Scrap's 2-hour a week. What we're now calling the WoWdad theory.
We've been debating that hard this week.
I wouldn't even say we were debating it. We were
up.
just planning it, right? But
we were setting parameters, which I think are very important.
Frank, there was like 5 polls. I
well,
didn't even answer the
because
polls.
every time there was a question of how the rules should be handled, I just put a poll up. But I think didn't you point out there was like 1,000 messages at one point?
So throughout the day at work, I got behind a bit and I was like, when I get home, I'm gonna catch up on all this. And then just every time I kind of glanced back at it, there was like always like 100 new messages, and I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to keep up with this.
I didn't.
Yeah, so last week I said I wasn't going to participate because you guys are toxic as shit.
Frank was against the concept of parameters at all on this. He just wanted to be free to do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Whoa.
and then make data out of it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start this week's episode with that level of fucking gaslighting, all right? Chill it.
What?
I agreed to every one of your parameters except for the leveling one, which, by the way, I've now agreed to. Oh, actually, no, it's not true because I'm leveling now and it doesn't matter. Anyways, point is, we can talk about that a little bit later in the episode, but I figured we can go on and get started with some of the Ian interview stuff because there's some interesting things there. We can talk about some of the dungeons that came up on testing because Lythian, you were there with me and that was a barrel of laughs. And then some other things going on. Sound good?
Yep. Hit it.
Cool. Let's jump in. All right, so first thing first, I want to talk about how quickly you guys scrambled to contribute to this bet that we opened in last week's episode, which is does Frank Crashout towards Scrap, only Scrap, in Season 2's healing arc for Scrap. Almost every single one of you said yes, and some of you have bet big. So Prasticus, bet everything he's got, it looks like.
I'm feeling pretty good about this bet.
Requiem's all in. Haywire said a little bit. Fear said a little bit, and then Solicer, you are a real one. You're betting with me, so thank you. I'm ready to take all
like that person doesn't know you.
Yeah, doesn't know. Frank, but I feel
I'm
like
ready to take all your money.
But Frank, I feel like just before the pod, we were talking about me blowing off time walking. I feel like you were starting to warm up to a crash out already. Like
I'm happy to crash out only because you are a shitty human being, not because you're a bad healer.
You better get that out of the way because Season 2 starts. You gotta keep on this bet if you want to win.
First off, I don't think it's a crash out if I say, "Hey, are you logging in today?" and you say yes and then don't show up. I'm not gonna like lose my fucking mind, you know.
I didn't say
I'm just
it was
gonna
a full-blown crash out.
I'm just gonna say you're an asshole and then move on.
Look. I'm not saying it's a crash out, but I'm saying I could have pushed it into one probably if I tried.
But this bet's specific to your healing, so
yes,
it has to be.
It has to do with the healing arc, right? It has to do with the healing arc, and
I'm a healer.
That's gonna happen like the first 2 weeks, I bet.
No, absolutely not. It's not gonna happen. Bet. It's not gonna add another layer to it.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen that early because honestly, that early. I mean, Lythian, you were in the PTR testing of the dungeons this week, right? And it was absolute chaos, but I wasn't crashing out despite the fact that you guys were doing half the damage you should be doing. I was just having a fucking laugh. What?
Get ready.
What'd you say?
What? I just said, "Oh Lord." Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I changed my talent setup. I'm ready to try again.
Like,
So,
here we're
Are you by building with
he clearly is based on his DPS. So here,
DPS.
here's what I did. I tried Arcane because Arcane's apparently.
DPS
Yeah.
is the name of
This
the
is mine. This is mine,
line.
right? Look, I was like, oh shit, I did really bad, right? And you can see, I'll pull-
Brother.
right? I was
What's
like
happening?
mortified in this key. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I did this bad, right?
Did you not have pants on? Like what?
No, I had no idea what I was doing. I just like looked at something and said,
You
okay,
just
I'll try.
vibed.
I
Clearly,
well, I copy vibed, right? I copied it and I vibed.
Paprika wasn't pulling good for Arcane, clearly.
No, it was 100% on me. I have no idea why it was on me, but it was 100% on me. Anyways, point being, right? I was like, holy shit, I'm doing bad. Well, this is what it looked like when we had Lythian and Co. in our runs for the week. And you know, this guy showed up,
PTR bad
but
DPS.
yeah,
doesn't count because that paladin was going too hard, man.
Fine.
Is
Okay.
that you, Io? Are you the rogue?
Here we go.
No,
126.
no.
You're crushing it, dude. Lithian.
Yeah, look at Ziggler going too hard, man.
All right,
He's
fine.
killing everything.
112.
Get ready
look,
for
in
it, Lythian,
fairness-
because
In fairness, Ziggler's doing a little more DPS than I was doing in my key, right? I mean, someone, I think it was Absolute was saying it's because I was doing a 15 out of 12. I'm sorry, but that's not the difference that's making the making it up here.
If we were doing a 15, I'd be out DPSing everybody, man. It's your
Right.
fault.
Okay.
Lythian,
Your
get
fault.
ready for Frank comparing you to Ziggler the whole season, because that's what's gonna happen next season
He
too.
no, and Scrap, he has earned it in my
Wow.
opinion. He's earned
right.
it.
I don't compare to any of the DPS that play with us, so I'm not worried about it.
Do
It's
you
not
want
gonna bother
to,
me at all.
while we're on the topic of the new dungeons, do you want to talk about it, Lythian? Anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, they're all hard to heal. There's circles on the ground everywhere, and most of the dungeons seem very chaotic at the moment. And to me, it's a lot of fun.
I enjoyed it very much. I do think a lot of the things they did to make changes were good changes, based on what I remember of the original versions. You say it's hard to heal. I think that's honestly boils down to one simple thing. We didn't know what we were doing, right? So here's an example of it. There's a warlock in this dungeon. There we go, corrupted warlock. That will put out a decurse. And of course, if you don't have a decurse, you might think, well, holy shit, this is going to kill whoever gets it in the dungeon. But what we didn't know is that this decurse does reduce damage if you share it with anyone else inside the circle, right? So right now, Musham, he's going to dispel himself, I think, right here. But like, actually, there's a good one here at Lythian where you get killed by it. And I'm going to see if I can find it. Yeah, here. I think it is. Okay. So there's a circle around you, right? There's a circle around you.
Oh, it looks like a Stoke circle.
Yeah,
Look
right.
At it.
And then somehow this is what I don't understand. You somehow spawned a Doom Guard when you died. Not sure where that came from, right? That might just be a bug.
Dude, I'm telling you, in that dungeon, Ziggler was pulling everything.
Everything
know
was-
Oh, Ziggler pulled a Doom Guard out of your ass. Like what?
No. He was like bugging out, and everything was getting pulled, and it was just chaos.
This was
great.
no
Okay.
Scrap. It literally was. We'd be like, okay, it's like this walkway up to the third boss, and
Yeah.
we'd be like, okay, we're not gonna pull anything else because like the first pull, we pulled a whole bunch of shit. We weren't sure what was causing it, and then I think you can even see us like pinging the shit out of his pets at some point.
Oh, his pets were. I was gonna say, how's the unholy DK wheelchair class pulling? Like I don't understand.
Oh, dude,
His pets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can see it
just-
right there. I'm pinging it, or someone's pinging it,
Yeah.
right? Like we're like, dude,
They
they're getting too
wire it.
close. But honestly, like you can see, like they're not pulling. They disappear,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden that shit would pull, right? So I don't think it was their pets. I think there was just like, I saw this in the last week's Altar Fang or whatever. Yeah, see, like
I mean,
they
you
just
had your
pulled now.
back to it. Lithian could have
look.
easily backed into it when you weren't looking. Like
No, but like
No, it wasn't
Frosty K's were pulling shit like across the room whenever they did
Yeah.
their, whatever,
Their dragon.
something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it was just this dungeon that was
oh my
like
god,
a huge problem.
it's the worst stuff coming.
So Murder's Row definitely has some bugs they need to work through, and I'm sure they'll figure out. In fact, there's even a point here, let me see if I can pull it up, where it's the very last pull, and you have this defiled golem, which is very hard to deal with. And we somehow pulled another one downstairs. So it was doing double the you can see like double the casts, and
Yeah.
everyone dies. But it never came upstairs to fight us. It was just like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna cast from down here, and then it like
I mean,
dropped
that's
combat
smart.
the second this. Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you, Frank was 200%ing this dungeon.
I was trying.
It was so bad. It was
but
fun. We had a good time.
I'm writing the Keystone Kindergartens right now, and so it's going somewhat well. I swore I wasn't gonna do them again, but I'm actually kind of enjoying the process again. We'll see how I enjoy the editing later. But Lythian, it really just boils down to, I feel like once we're going to go back in Monday night, I think we said, and re-record some B-roll for Keystone Kindergarten. And I have a feeling it'll go a lot better once we know what the hell we're doing with all the mobs. Because there were a couple pulls even where I didn't realize that I was getting like all these tank debuffs put on me.
Yeah, we didn't try Ruby life pulls.
Well, that comes out next week. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This week it's just the 4 returning midnight ones. Blinding Veil felt a lot better too. I'm not entirely sure why. It just did feel better. And again, like, okay, so for example,
we didn't get the herbalism buff.
No, I even have herbalism. I forgot to get it.
Yeah,
everything seems to center around this Lightforged Lasher. Every time it puts up this like little shield on it, it like buffs the shit out of everything. So, you know, again, something we would have, like right there, you see that? We would have never known that was like a huge deal, but it is a huge deal. Everything gets buffed by like
shields up and Frank's pulling more shit.
Hell yeah.
God, this just looks so much like Everbloom to me. Like the Lashers, the plant guys,
yeah.
the yellowness.
I can't remember. There was a fight. Was it maybe it was Murder's Row. There were these fight scrap where we were doing a boss fight, and it's very clear what you need to do. But like they were Lythian, Musham, and even Zigla and Absolute were just like not doing the mechanics and getting us killed. So it's definitely going to be, again, the first 2 weeks of the instance. Oh, this one right here. Holy shit. Lythian and Absolute almost sent me into a fucking rage.
To be fair, before you didn't have to hide behind the shield. It was only a tank thing, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then I heard Frank say soak the circle. And he says he didn't, but I heard differently.
So, do we have it on camera?
No, this is just because I was on my laptop.
We jumped into the circle and we just died.
So what happened was I said everyone has to be behind the shield, and then I said, and I have to soak the circle. Which, okay, whatever. But then
but if
when it happened,
people heard one thing, I'm thinking maybe
no. Absolute says I didn't say anything at all. So like it was gaslighting galore. But
there was a lot of cross chat.
But what happened was in the moment, I then also said, okay, I have to go soak this. And Lythian and Absolute both ran in with me saying, well, you said we have to soak this. I said, no, I had to say that, right? And then there was like 20 minutes where I just had to stop talking because they were making me fucking furious.
Don't say what you're doing out loud, because then we think we have to do it too. It was a whole thing.
Not good leadership.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Now, I'm glad you guys are learning these dungeons so that you'll have it down so that you can experience 2 weeks of me learning the dungeons in the first 2 weeks of the patch.
As a healer, right?
You can watch Keystone Kindergarten.
No, she won't. They changed Void Scar Arena to have like a mini boss on each side. I would say that I haven't tested the other side, but I would say that it seems that the mini boss is going to be like one magic based and one physical based on the sides. And then of course, I don't feel like they changed too much with the rest of the trash. You still got to get everything in the arena. Oh, they did change the final area where you have to get the lieutenants. There's only 3 of them now instead of 4, and it is easier to pick them up without having to clear the whole room. So this area right here. Of course, they were patrolling, and then the second that I went to go get the patrol, Lythian and Absolute were trolling me about how I was getting them in the wrong direction. And then this fight right here was, as you can see, everyone dying. They just weren't doing the mechanics, like Musham just eating it. I don't know why.
Was he supposed to run away from that?
Well, so you're supposed to like drag the ball into the little things, and
okay,
right there.
he just let it kill him.
Well, that wasn't what was really the problem. What was the problem is that Musham had figured it out that you just saw the mechanic. Let me see if I can rewind it. That he will shoot something at you, Void Cascade, I guess it's called, right? And you have to like get far enough away and run so it doesn't hit you and no one was doing it. They just like kept getting hit by it immediately. So
it looks pretty slow too.
Well, no, if you don't, it's one of those things like, I can't think of another games fight, like I'm thinking of Zelda or something, where you have to step back so that you have enough time that as you strafe or as you run, they can't hit you.
I mean, that's in WoW.
It's not great. It's not great for melee though. Like if I'm in melee and it goes off and I'm not paying attention, it'll just murder me.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was gonna say you have 9-yard range, but does survival have 9-yard range anymore with the daggers? I don't know.
Well, I can hit Aspect of the Eagle, but that
That's true.
is only up once like a
Survival
minute or whatever.
problems.
Check your range. If they nerf the 9 yards, that kind of sucks. But it makes sense if you're using daggers.
It
I guess.
doesn't matter. Right?
Right.
Survival. They'll deal with it. Or melee will deal with it. But overall, I will say that I'm feeling better about the dungeons coming next season. None of them felt like, I mean, even the RP event did move faster.
Yep.
And most of the boss fights felt pretty good.
Can I ask a question as someone who's not done this dungeon I'm looking at right now?
Ever?
Does it strike you as a like uninspired Theater of Pain?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
You say uninspired?
Yeah, because in Theater of Pain, all the like bosses you fight, like their rooms are like themed to them and like totally different. This one looks just like a third recycling of Void stuff to me. Okay.
I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent to Taco Tuesday.
Okay. That's me too.
Any other questions about the dungeons before we move on?
No, I'll reserve my questions for when the season starts.
Out of the ones you've done so far, which ones do you like the best?
I think Altar of Fang is still the best of them.
You don't like Den and Narlac? I really like that one.
Den and Narlac might be my second favorite, and they made some good changes there as well.
That's the only one I find memorable from the preseason.
I like the last boss, but I do worry that the last boss is going to kill pugs. Because the last boss, what you have to do is, we already finished it here. So
hide behind the shoe.
Well, no, so that's not it.
The charging part.
She will, he will like hurt Zoljara, and if you don't get to her in time, she will scream and AOE like the hell out of everyone.
This looks fun.
Right? But on Mythic Plus, every time you absorb one of the bears, it'll apply a stacking dot to you. Or no, I think it just like increases the damage you take when you stop it. So like everyone can only do like 3, maybe the tank can do more. And so again, in a pug, like no one's gonna coordinate that shit.
Well, for us though, like Lythian can turtle and like get all of them. Like...
Well, no, that's the thing. You can see here, it's kind of so chaotic. What? It's so chaotic that you really can't like. Because I was just trying to get all of them myself. It's like, holy shit! Like, how do you get in position for all that so quickly, right?
Well, I'm guessing if you just all stand around like at 5 points of a star, then you only get like 3. They're not all going to come from one direction, right?
Well, no, that's not true because we position it. So again, if pugs fuck up where they put it,
then we can do it correctly then.
Again, not worried about the.
I'm not worried about pugs because I'm not planning on pugging at all.
Okay. Well. I don't believe you because you always get that one keystone higher than we do. So you can. I know.
I have to just sneak in when we're like 1 key from 3K. I just gotta stay up a little later that night, like.
But yeah, I think
as a healer, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I really haven't dipped my feet in, but maybe healing is gonna be very uninspiring to me.
Oh, it will be.
We'll see.
Okay.
Super uninspiring.
She'll be the first one to quit. Everyone, go make your bets now.
I'm not gonna quit. I'm just gonna be lazy.
I didn't. Lythian, thank you for fixing this feature, right? Because I didn't realize I'd already bet on other people before, so I had like kept coming back going. I think it's crap today. So.
But who's at the top of this? Who's got the most?
Scrap this 52%.
Oh, scrap. Yeah, I can't read that. It's too small. I'm surprised Ayaski's not higher.
Say those people don't know ball. I don't quit. Like.
and I only say Ayaski because he's playing an outlaw rogue, and I feel like outlaw is going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
We have heard feedback from Absolute while we were on the PTO who's saying it's like so involved of a spec. Like it's the one spec that didn't get the pruning, I guess, in Midnight. That Ayaski's not going to be able to see swirls on the floor.
So I mean, it is a little more involved, but I honestly am not. I obviously haven't really dove too much into it yet, but it doesn't seem like it's that crazy. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to do like great damage on it, like I'm going to be a master, but I don't think it's like that complicated.
You got to push MDI on it.
Yeah, we got to do MDI.
It's the living part I would worry about because Feint is a terrible defensive, and the thing I don't like about Feint is not only is it a bad defensive, it also uses your energy, which kind of sucks.
We'll have potions, we'll have lock rocks, and then any other things I can try to use. Maybe get an external from Scrap if she has the life cocoon.
Nope, forget it. That's the part you're gonna be missing.
Can I speak to the audience and the MDLshi people?
Sure.
The reason why I would vote for Ioski is not because I don't think he's going to be an amazing rogue. I think he's going to be fine. I think that he doesn't have the years of mental fortitude that you need to play with eTeam. Like we've hardened ourselves, our mental to
We
play.
destroyed Shawnee in the process.
Yeah, I know. Like, and Shawnee been playing with us for years. Io, dude, he doesn't know what he's getting into. We destroy people's mental. Like they can't handle it. Like the only reason like Ziggler still hangs around is because I think he's so high it bounces off of him. So you need to start doing drugs, I think, or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Ioski's gonna go in here and
I'm-
make a bet against every single one of us except for him.
I'm rooting for you, Io, but I don't think it has anything to do with the skills, who quits and who doesn't. It's up here. Can you handle the constant yelling and bickering and arguing and Lythian and Frank, like, you know, the tension between them, you know, like the constant.
I think Io feeds off of it.
Okay, well then you're gonna be great.
I'm just gonna be quiet, hang out, and that's it.
Okay.
No, what Io's gonna have to deal with
strategy.
is when Io's like, okay, I'm happy to do eTeam, but I don't really care about it that much. And then Lythian's gonna be really butthurt whenever he doesn't show up to do it like 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be upsetting.
Butthurt.
Yeah.
Not
100%.
Frank. Not Frank, who when I showed up the other night for push night and he was the only one alone, he said, I was thinking about deleting the whole Discord. Are we gonna talk about push night, Frank?
Okay, just quickly, let's talk about it. So I put up a stream, right, that said like last night playing WoW, you know, deleting the game forever or whatever, because we had talked about it multiple times that we were gonna have a push night. I was so excited about push night because I haven't been playing WoW much other than that at the time
all week.
And I was like, hell yeah, let's play some like proper WoW. We're gonna actually play challenging content. And yeah, I add everyone at 8:30 saying, hey guys, here we go, let's go. And 9:30 rolls around, no one's there. 10 o'clock rolls around, Scrap pops in, and I'm just depressed as shit. Yeah, so that was we did what, 4 keys, or we attempted multiple keys, but we did like
I mean we bricked like 3 keys in the span of 5 minutes at one point.
But those were with pugs. Those were with pugs because the other people hadn't shown yet.
But I don't know if the pugs were the problem.
There was, I bopped our tank one time, which like derailed the key very quickly. And again, I will not pretend that I did not have cobwebs on that night.
Yeah, we had cobwebs.
Yeah, I had definitely some like, you know, because remembering all my buttons for click casting was a little.
You know what? It was a successful push night because we got 1 point.
Yeah, I got a point.
Yeah, we got 1 point.
Matter.
So, those are some gains, bro.
I had fun. That's why it was successful.
Well, we're gonna do it on Tuesday again.
I can't wait.
So
I can't wait.
Cobwebs?
Here we go. Here we go.
Tuesday's push night. Okay.
Yeah. Lythian's gonna be out of commission though for a little while, so we have to get like some proper push keys in.
Oh, then let's just not do the push keys. All right, wait, Lythian, are you moving on?
Let's just not do it then. Okay.
Let's just not do it. Let's do time off on Tuesday.
I don't drive out till Saturday.
Okay, then Tuesday we have to push. That's the night.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No.
I got a lot of things to do.
Guys, I want that 1% mount so bad. We are doing this.
I don't know in what world how you're gonna get that.
Have you seen pug tanks, man?
Yeah, if you don't pay for it.
No, I've seen pug tanks, and again, it's this is how bad it's been, I guess, because we've been doing so much eTeam keys that when we got into those pugs that Scrap and I were getting into on Tuesday night, within like a minute, it was clear that the tank was not either skilled enough to be doing what they were doing, and they got like lucky, or they thought they were in the MDI and were not communicating what their plan was with anyone. That again, we were bopping, or I was bopping. We were bricking keys left and right. Again, there was part of it was on me too because I wasn't on my game yet. But luckily, they brought me onto my game quickly so that we could push. We even had like, did we had like we can talk about Lythian and the Algathar academies that we fell apart.
Well, we've got it down now. We have it down. We did it successfully.
Lythian is averse to pulling that first pull in Algathar all in together.
One pull.
Yeah. And we bullied him to doing it, and it didn't go very well in our 18 key that we were trying to push. And luckily we had Rizal 17 that we could just like make him do it over and over again.
Yeah, we literally made him do it over and over again while he cried and bitched and moaned.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
It's fine. Now when we get an 18 key next week, we'll, you know.
I will say he definitely got better at it as the night went on, but Frank,
Yeah.
those first couple polls definitely was not doing everything it could to keep you alive.
No, hold on. Time out. He came into my stream. He came into my stream. He's like, "Why aren't you using lay on hands?" Why? I'm like, "Dude, lay on hands is on a cooldown.
So,
what are you
you're
talking
right.
about?"
You're right. You did use lay on hands, but you also had your wings and your trinket.
Yeah,
not on cooldown.
Well, the reason why is because once things started fucking falling apart, like I just was like tunneling because you saw it. Like he had 5 stacks and he held 5 stacks for like, I don't know, like a minute.
I figured you were probably just like kind of trying to keep track of everything, so that's probably what happened. I just thought it was funny. I'm like, poor Lythian.
I'm definitely the person who will hold, as a healer, will hold my cooldowns for what I think are oh shit moments, and that's why I use on hands, because like I need to or else. But like all I was sitting there was watching his little 5 stack of bleeds, and I was like, why? No, I mean, of course. Well, I watching it was just like, it was just like this.
Yeah.
Right. But I was watching the bleeds. I was like, the second they go off, I was like, I can go, oh fuck that, fine. But they were not falling. It was just like, again, a minute of 5 stack bleed. I'm surprised I even made it that far.
You gotta time I think I figured out the timing. It's
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully we did it. We only did it fucking 5 times in a row.
Okay. Well, that's push. You can come and watch us push again on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday's push night, guys. Come and heckle us.
And we'll do more, at least time walking with Scrap, learning how to heal.
Yeah, I have to do time walking. I hate time walking.
I kind of want you to stream together with me so I can watch your
I can
healing.
do that. Do I have a Twitch account?
Yeah.
I do, yeah, I do.
Yeah, maybe we do
We
that.
did it before, I couldn't remember.
Your healing journey begins this week, hopefully.
Right.
All right.
I need to set up my bars and stuff, so I gotta do that. What are you doing on Monday? You're not gonna be here?
I'm doing PTR B-roll.
We're doing PTR.
Oh, don't do that. Help me with my thing.
I can juggle between everything. So
okay,
it takes like 2 minutes to set up.
No, I need him to teach me how to play the game.
Yeah.
No, that other person was gonna teach you.
Yeah, I could use extra cooks.
I'm not gonna pretend like I'm an expert on it. I can give her
just get me started.
I'll
like,
give her the Miss Weaver
do?
Keystone Kindergarten, and she can go and take it from there.
Let me start at kindergarten, and we'll work our way through primary school, etc., etc.
Remember that time when Scrap was like, "Hey, I need somebody to teach me how to play Frost Death Knight," and like 20 people came out of the woodworks, and they were
I don't even know why there were 20 people. All you did was press obliterate and frost strike over and over and over. Like that was the whole class.
God.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people to teach you. It'll be great.
Dude, Frosty K was just like press all the cooldowns like a piano and then just hit obliterate and frost strike over and over and over. Like it was like, why do I need all these people to teach me? It's so easy. Like
all right. Let's talk about this interview that Ian Hazzikostas gave with Psybear. It was an hour long, and some people have been criticizing it being very boring, but I actually found it interesting for reasons that I feel like they kind of admitted to things that you wouldn't normally see them talk about. So there's a recap here on Wowhead. I'm gonna use this to kind of jog my memory. Long story short, Midnight has been received really well. I'm sure everyone's pretty happy with how M+ is going. Delves, there's now a dedicated Delve team, especially with the upcoming, whatever the new super Delves are called. I can't remember.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, Labyrinth. Lithian, for you, he talked about how it's okay that people just don't really want to engage with housing all the time, and that it might be there for some people and might be there for other people to move on from. He said that's okay. It was built with that in mind. It was built with garrisons in mind. So, you can relax. It'll be okay if people aren't engaging with it all the time.
One thing he's mentioned that I actually didn't even really think about that they might have considered is that, they know people are going to be doing all the content as it comes out, and we haven't really had a lull yet where people really had an opportunity to go back to housing. So he mentioned that that's something maybe people haven't gotten a chance to do yet, and I was like, oh, that's a really good point. I don't think I really thought about that.
I'm that person. I've been wanting to get back in and do things. I'm holding off right now because I'm waiting for the large house exterior to come in 12.1, because I don't want to like do all this stuff and then change the outside and all that stuff. But I'm very much looking forward to getting back into it. Again, it's totally fine that I'm not engaging with it all the time. I do like that we would go to people's housings after raids. I wish we did a little more of that. But there are housing things happening on the PTR that are like hinting that we'll have guild halls and stuff soon. So, cool. It's okay. It's all good, right? And also we got that sweet new pet thing coming. So very excited about that. They did talk about the formulaic feeling. I think this was mostly geared towards talking about the outdoor content as well. The fact that like every season it's of course Mythic Plus and Raid, but also, you know, like every 0.5 and 0.7 and 0.1 and point, you know, whatever is there's some sort of assault that we have to deal with. And they said that the next thing they're going to try to work on breaking the formulaic system was Raid. We've seen that obviously with the Flex
I liked
Mythic
it too.
Raid. You liked what?
I liked the way they broke up Raid. I thought it was fun and exciting.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if that's widely held, like, or if people don't like it.
I would say everyone that liked it were people who aren't hardcore raiders, it sounds like.
Well, fuck them. That's a tiny amount of people, so.
Yeah. I'd say the general population, the GP loved it, right? It sounds like that's what,
I loved it. I thought it was really exciting.
Yeah, Psybear mentioned he loved it in the interview. However, he did point out that it'll be common for us to see a focus of a patch being towards maybe one portion of the community. So for example, like with the expansion launch, Prey was a big focus and there wasn't too much changing M+ or changing the raids. And he said like what they want to do is they want to listen to the feedback. They said a lot of solo players were talking, which you of course don't see on YouTube. You don't see that, you know, necessarily on the forums. And that's why they've been focusing more on that kind of play style. But again, they are shifting their kind of attention to raiding right now to see how that can be refreshed, as it's, I think he even pointed out, it's been like 12 years since they've made any change to the system. So it does sound like, you know, again, maybe in the 0.2 patch, we'll see some huge overhaul coming with raiding. He pointed out that, like, for example, a lot of people have been asking for Mythic Raid to have the lockout system redesigned because you get punished if you want to try to pug it. And for the first time, it sounds like they will be considering doing something like that. All things point to it might be like after Hall of Fame closes, they'll open up that, including maybe adding the flex rating to it. Again, they didn't commit to anything, but the fact that they're kind of like saying they're testing that water is a good thing, I guess, for people out there who like Mythic Raid. I don't think it'll impact us though, right?
I don't like Mythic
I don't
Raid.
know. I could see us maybe doing a flex Mythic Raid if people are into it, but normally by the time we get AOTC, everybody's kind of like,
yeah,
peace out.
Yeah.
Like we already have like basically the best gear you can get through M+, and there's only a few people chomping at the bit for the trinket they get off the second boss or whatever the fuck.
We are the type of players that wouldn't want to be trying to get cutting edge and rating for 16 weeks in a row.
Hell no.
Yeah. Like
I feel like.
Go on.
Oh no, finish what you're gonna say because mine's a slightly different thought.
No, it was just essentially like I feel like once we hit that AOTC wall, most of us are like, this is enough, and we're happy to be
But we
done.
also don't have the skills to make that any shorter, if we even do it all. So
some of us don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this raid too, especially, it's not a great one if you're not really planning on going the whole way, because you're gonna be able to get missed stuff from your vault from just heroic, and the really good stuff you're gonna want is off the last two bosses. You know, so going like 4 of 8 or whatever is not really gonna, unless like that's something is like a goal of yours. That's not something that's gonna really be worth doing unless you have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now for more of the controversial stuff. Ian said that he's happy how the disarming of add-ons has gone. It's not perfect. There's still work to do. He's like, so for example, he pointed out that there was a time where whenever a loophole or a workaround with the add-ons would come about, they would patch it, which we did see very early on, like, you know, week 2, week 3. But at some point they decided to stop trying to do that. So again, they kind of like let us behind the curtain here and said that what they decided to do instead was to allow it to continue until 12.1, where it sounds like they have a new back end portion of how this stuff is, like, you know, all the loopholes that people are abusing. So it sounds like maybe some of those add-ons you guys love now that are tracking your cooldowns different, well, not cooldowns, I would say, but like tracking interrupts differently, or Ellesmere stuff that, for example, where you can see the targeted spells may be broken going into 12.1. He did notate that, for example, Mythic Lura still had some of those weak or quote unquote add-on fights because they knew that the add-on race was still like the what do you call it? Where the add-on
arms race.
The arms race. There,
Yeah.
thank you. The
Yeah.
arms race was still happening, and like they knew that the mythic raids, which again the liquids and the echoes of the world were communicating with Blizzard saying like, hey, we can do this, you should know. And they said that it would have been, you can see here, like Ian can confidently say the aspects of the fight would have been nerfed much more had they known, or had they decided that they wanted to make this about removing those add-ons. But since those add-ons existed, they decided let's keep it the way it is. He also pointed out that when they build for the first week of raid, they build it with the intent of Race the World first having their little fun, and then nerfing and nerfing and nerfing to kind of slowly open the gates for everyone else to get their cutting edge. I thought that was interesting that they admitted to it, because I feel like that could open them up to some criticism. I haven't seen that criticism, but like it could
I feel
open
like
them
that
up to
criticism's
criticism.
already been levied at them, because it's like pretty clear that they're doing it. Like they're not hiding that they're doing it. It's just it is kind of surprising that they're saying it, but like at the same time everybody knows because they're not hiding it.
Yeah. He also pointed out that part of the problem is also that the developers of the fights kind of still have the mindset of preparing for add-ons. And
yeah,
so
they still are thinking like, how can we cheat this thing?
Yeah. But all in all, like, you know, it was insightful that he was again letting us behind the curtain a little bit more than they normally do. And I don't think anytime soon we're going to see the add-on disarmament progressing pretty drastically. And maybe that's what their point was when they first announced this with Max and Dratnos back then, saying this is going to be a time, like, take their time thing. A lot of people are still obviously upset that some things don't work, or that it's, you know, quote unquote harder to get add-ons, despite that not necessarily being true. But it kind of shows that, like, they're saying some of this stuff will be okay. 12.1, it sounds like they're going to take another nuke to people's add-ons and we'll rinse and repeat the process. Are you guys okay with this going forward? Lythian, do you not care?
I generally don't care about all this. I mean, tanking the season when they cut all the add-ons off and then they started adding some things back, it was fine. Like it wasn't a big deal. I don't need the weak auras to do what I do. And then next season I'm playing Survival Hunter and it's kind of brain dead on PTR right now, so I'm not even worried about that. So
yeah, but what about things like the interrupt tracking, right? Because I even think on the PTR we're not allowed to ping our interrupts yet, which sounds like the one thing we really need to ping of spells is interrupts.
I don't know what you mean. Like we could still do the focus macros.
Sure. But what I'm saying is you can make it so that in that macro, maybe not in the same macro, but like you can make it to work one way or another, that the second you use your kick, it will ping your kick to let everyone know that it's on cooldown, right? But for some reason, you cannot ping kick interrupts, right? You can ping everything else. You can ping your trinkets. You can ping health pots. You can ping your health, which we trolled Haywire with. But when I tried to ping my kick, it wasn't working. It said you cannot ping the spell.
I'm sure it'll come.
Yeah, I hope so. But I was just like so surprised by that, because that's like the one thing.
Survival Hunter.
Oh, here we go.
Is that right now you have an add-on that tells you what beast you have coming up, because you can't see that easily in game. Is that correct?
I've decided that waiting for boar to hit boomstick is a waste.
Oh, it is in the new season a waste?
In this season, even.
Maybe it's min-maxing. You can get an extra little bit, but you're telling us it's not worth the stress.
So it doesn't even have that cognitive load. That's
I don't know. I'm not an expert level survival hunter, but I don't feel like holding boomstick for the boar is the play. I think you just hit it and just keep rolling. I don't even pay attention to the beast as much. Generally, if I do want the boar to come out on big packs, so sometimes I'll hold for that if I know the boar's coming up, but otherwise, I don't know. I don't do a bunch of min-maxy stuff, and I do fine. I do fine on retail. On PTR, I'm still trying to work out. There's a new capstone that I'm going to try that I didn't realize was new. So I'm
But
pretty
would you
sure.
feel worried, like, if it was a huge impact on your class and they still haven't implemented that, like, communication to you?
I would have to find a way to mentally track it, and that's like that's the kind of stuff that adds cognitive load that I think part of me thinks that if you're going to play a class and you want to be an expert at that class, you need to figure out how to mentally play the class without add-ons and not have that crutch.
Yeah,
But
something like that.
a lot
I
of
don't
people
think
disagree.
I wouldn't call it cognitive load if you have to look into a set place of your screen that's really inconvenient to look. That's more like waste of time.
Well,
Because you
no,
can see it at the top of your screen, but like nowhere
like
else.
no, like if I see the thing flying around, then I know that I need to extend that with bombs, right? And then I
Right.
know kind of
But if you see it going around,
what's
how do you know
next.
that it's like, did it just come up? Like, is it almost done?
I
Like,
usually I usually see it I usually see it pop up as soon as
all
it
right.
does, but I don't know. There's got to be cues to let people know. Like, don't make it impossible. Don't make it super hard. Make it more intuitive is what I think. But
I
you
feel like
know,
their communication in survival is still pretty inadequate. Like, your tip
I
of the
don't.
spear even doesn't have like any kind of visual to it. Like,
There's a
like
little
any
icon.
other yeah, there's an icon, but like how like any other class, if it has got a proc, it's got some sort of visual UI element. Survival's never had
Oh
any
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
UI visual elements
Yeah,
either.
no, nobody cares about survival. Speaking of
I
which,
know.
the guy that did this interview played survival and feral. I don't
What a
know if he still
weirdo.
does. Yeah,
What a
I don't
freak.
know if he still does. I actually thought he went back to Final Fantasy, but maybe
Oh,
I
fuck.
don't I
Well,
don't keep track of this guy.
Well,
I was
it's
just kind of using Lythian's thing as an example, but like just my opinion of like the add-on thing is like I don't really care if they're cracking on add-ons more. I'm not really using add-ons, but like I don't think that they've fully implemented the correct communication to certain
yeah,
DPS
yeah.
specs. And I'd be more excited about news about that they're gonna keep working on the cooldown manager. They're gonna
Well, they
like work
are.
on some kind of interrupt tracker. But is he saying that in this or no?
No, I mean
He's just saying they're
they've
gonna
already
cut down
announced
on
it.
add-ons
No,
more.
they've already announced in 12.1 the cooldown manager updates, right? And again,
Okay.
Is it on the
pinging
road?
your
Is it on the
spells,
roadmap?
pinging
Is
your
there a roadmap
spells will
for it?
be a big help for people who want to coordinate defensives and or the like, right? So it's not. I don't think it's the best solution, but it is a solution, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you another example though. Like Io, you've played Frost quite a bit. I'm just learning it right now, so I don't know enough about Frost Mage to say is this but like it sounds like tracking your frozen stacks on mobs is pretty important part to the spec. Is that right?
Mostly the main one you're doing it on. I don't think you need to worry too much about like the residual cleave you get from when you do your ice lance or whatever it is.
But either
Um,
way, it's only
Shadow
on
Priest though.
the mobs. Like it's a debuff on the mob, so I can't track it on the cooldown down manager, right?
So I don't know if you can, because I use like Sensei's resource bar, so
Yeah.
that's what I've been using to track it. I believe if you didn't have that, you would likely track it on like the nameplate because you can see it on their nameplates. It'll show
You
you, like
can,
the stacks.
But on mine, it's like tiny, so I'm like, well,
On your thing, I don't remember if there was like an icon or something. I honestly don't remember, unfortunately. But
I haven't looked
that's
too
all I
much
got.
into it yet because it's again I'm just leveling. But like that was
Yeah.
immediately like, oh shit, that's where a weaker would be really nice that I could just kind of have it tell me in a bigger box or whatever what my stacks are at because I keep forgetting about it. And again, as I play the spec more, that might not be a problem, but it's definitely a gap. I feel like that the cooldown manager still needs to work on. So
Yeah, because you're you pretty much spend, I think. Well, I mean, if you do like your big, like you use like your Ray of Frost, then you'll just kind of you break the stacks down, but you're pretty much spending when you at least have 6. So
yeah,
you definitely want to be keeping like good track on how many of those are like there are, because you're gonna be breaking them pretty often when you get them up to the right number.
so there's still gaps, and we'll talk about this because this has something to do with that as well. In the interview, he talked about how they've kind of shifted from letting things get in that may not be 100% baked because the patch cadence is so fast. So for example, I remember like the damage meter came into the beta somewhat late into the cycle, and people were saying it wasn't ready and they were, unhappy with how, I mean, hell, it's still buggy now, right? You're like, damn, your death thing might not work. And it sounds like that maybe they took some feedback from that to say, look, because our patch cadence is so frequent, let's not put something in until it is 100%. They even talked about what happened in the 12.0.5 patch that caused them to close housing for a day. So this is the story he told. He said they had a bug for the Siege of Orgrimmar elevator, and people would fall through the elevator. Well, apparently someone snuck the fix in for that bug at the very last second, like maybe the day before the patch or something, and it completely broke housing. And so
that's funny.
That's
I
why
I don't know anything about coding, but that's just very funny to me.
We've talked about this before with the idea of spaghetti coding, right?
Yeah.
And WoW has probably maybe one of the most egregious
Jenga tower coding.
Right? Yeah,
like
exactly.
You pull one block and
but like I'm sure that's not an excuse for why all the things that we've been seeing be buggy and patches be like excusable. But I feel like it was a good story that kind of gave us empathy to say, like, they're clearly not trying to put stuff out that isn't finished. It's just that they now seem to be doing a code freeze a couple days before so that they can make sure everything is done and not add anything else until it is 100%, gotten through the QA process, as he said. Now, whether that QA process is robust enough, that's another story. But I feel like the 12.07 patch wasn't that bad. Am I misremembering that?
I haven't really played, so.
I don't think I've heard of anything bad about it.
Yeah, like maybe
no one's saying anything bad because
but...
no one's playing the game at this point.
Jesus.
Wow.
But they kind of he's claiming they've learned their lesson from it. The thing I took away was like, okay, so maybe we won't see some of those UI changes coming in just yet until they are confident that it's 100% ready. Which, makes, like, I liked how they did the cooldown manager. I liked that they gave us a little bit to kind of play with it first. It may have not been enough at the go-get, but, by the next iteration, it was much better. And we all said, like, okay, we could survive on this.
Yeah.
I just want to see a lot more of the add-on stuff addressed. And it's not moving fast enough by my feeling.
Yeah, not to be like a salty pessimist or anything, but like I feel like the biggest criticism that was levied at them when they were like, we're going to get rid of the add-ons and we're going to rebuild cooldown manager and all this blah blah blah, is people are like, how can you possibly have that ready? Like, there's so much that you have to do. Like, how is this damage meter that we haven't even seen gonna like work? How is this like? People were criticizing like that they were moving super fast on this. Like, why not implement the changes and then get rid of the add-ons type of thing? And then their excuse is like, wow, we really didn't think that these deadlines were that harsh, but they are. And it's just like,
well, no, hold on.
Who imposed this on you?
The add-on deadlines were different. He's talking about like bug fixes that cause more bugs, right? Not
right,
the
but I
add-ons
think
thing.
that bugs come from rushing.
He said
like,
he's
stuff.
happy with how it all went.
Yeah, he has to say that.
Well, fair enough. But
like,
but Scrap, I think we agree with him because we haven't been playing with add-ons.
I think that it shipped better than I expected.
So what's your point?
my point is that like, yeah, obviously it wasn't going to be like even close to ready, like,
well, no, it's not going to be close to done. Let's
close to done. Yeah.
And again, I don't think they were claiming it was going to be done.
Well, arguably, I think we would prefer it to be closer to done if it was going to launch at the same time as an add-on purge, which we found out that later the add-on purge wasn't really a purge at all. It was just very like soft-handed, I guess.
Well, in fairness, everyone that said it was going to be a purge was not Blizzard, right? Blizzard very like,
yeah.
Well, the other thing we also talked about was why they did it, and when they did it was because pull the Band-Aid off now, find out what the problems are, instead of like, dancing around the problem and never getting it right because you're just like too scared to like really understand what is or isn't needed.
I don't want to give them credit for being like, oh, like we're gonna release it slower because we want to get it perfect. It's like, yeah, duh. Like, you should have been doing that already, I feel like.
Well, and again, that's not in relation to add-ons. That's in relation to
just a general opinion.
Putting a fix for a bug one day before the patch launches that kills.
I think that applies to all things that I expect from the game.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a double-edged sword because then if you don't put enough in all the time, people are gonna be like, oh my god, they're so slow and they're so, like, you can't win. You can't win with.
All they have to do is trading post hot, and I'm like, and
well,
got my sub.
We got the trading post to talk about today, so we'll talk about that in a second.
Let's talk about it because I actually haven't looked too much at it.
Hold on. All right,
it's
so
like goblin stuff.
Mythic lockout with Sporefall, they said was a huge success. I feel like it makes a lot of sense for them to do the world bosses with it. That's fine. But this is where he talks about, you know, the raid lockout and maybe doing mythic flex after, you know, Hall of Fame or whatever, or maybe the 0.5 patch. So we won't rehash that. And then it feels like they're pretty happy with the way that you get item levels. I think what they were effectively trying to say is that a lot of us play the game for the game, not for the gearing. And while there is obviously excitement to the gearing, they effectively just want to say they want to slow things out a little bit from season 1 to season 2. But you can see here, like, gearing is a means to the end. Just they want to be competitive and successful. But they still want to try to strike that balance between, you know, people who are not the high end and are just having fun picking up gear. I don't want to, you know, we talked a little bit this last week, but I feel like the changes they made in season 2 are a good step in the right direction. You know, do you guys, after thinking about it, disagree or agree?
Well, what do you mean with season 2? Because we're still season 1.
No, season 2, they made the changes where we're going to get coins. We can get the coins from the vault, but we're going to get them much less frequently.
I don't know. I have to see it. I have to see how it feels pacing wise. I can't make a judgment call on that yet.
You can make a prediction.
I predict that I won't know how it'll feel until I actually feel it. Like,
I predict that I'll complain about it. That's the prediction I have.
Do you think you'll complain about it more or less than how you've been complaining about it so far?
You know what? It depends on how my rolls go.
That's so true.
So he's only going to complain based on the RNG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
RNG
God.
complaining.
Oh, Lythian, when you come by next week, I'll give you some crystals to charge and put on your computer, okay?
I need all the help
And
I
some
can get,
sage
man.
to burn in your new place so that it's cleansed of bad luck spirits.
Can you explain
okay?
the crystal scrap for those who don't know what you're talking about?
Oh, like a lot of people know I'm a bit of a crystal girly. Like I have crystals for everything. Like, and I have here. I'll produce it here.
So Scrap charges her crystals every Tuesday morning before the vaults open.
I've got a bowl of adventurine, citrine, dragon, serpentine stone, and like little sculptures and things. This sits on my computer. This sits there, and then I also have my citrine orb, which I hold on to when I pull my vault, right? And so you got to leave these in the sun the night before or a full moon to get the energy charge. But adventurine
Jesus.
and citrine are luck stones, so like, you know, you got to have them for your vault. And you know what? It works. It works.
Lythian, do you feel like it's been working for her? Well, actually, your bonus rolls have worked. I can't deny that.
Dude, my bonus rolls were banger. I got like 3 BIS items the first 3 bonus rolls.
But not your. I don't feel like your vault has been. Didn't you say like for the first 3 weeks you didn't pull anything?
She doesn't need the vault because she has the rolls.
I would say the first 3 weeks I pulled tier. I had all 4 myth tier the first 4 weeks. So it wasn't like exciting, but it was like decent. You know?
It just made me mad. That's all it did. It made me angry. So.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I say I had pretty good luck.
I don't have the right crystals.
Is there anything I forgot to touch on from the interview?
No, I think you covered all of it. I mostly listened to it on like my second monitor, so
yeah,
I wasn't super following. I remember some of it, but wasn't super following all of it closely. But it seems like you got everything.
Yeah, I listened to it while I was driving down to the beach, and I mean, again, it wasn't like riveting. There wasn't like some groundbreaking news in there, but it was interesting to hear Ian give us some more insight than we're normally used to, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, it seemed like it was definitely a little more than your usual interview they do, where they kind of keep things under wraps. Seems like it was a bit more open.
So, what is that Psybear guy playing right now?
Feral, I think. But I think he had to switch off of it for his raid. Is what he was complaining to Ian about.
Oh.
He asked Ian a question at the very end that like you could tell Ian was not wanting to answer. Oh, what was it about? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I just remember he was like, "Hey, I know you have to go," and then asked him a really convoluted, like 2-part question. I feel like I remember.
What was it about? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It was just like
Ian looks like the kind of guy that's just went to 7-Eleven just to get like a 6-pack before going home from work, and he's behind the guy who's getting lottery tickets and taking forever.
That's a really specific observation.
Just the way his face looks.
The kind of guy.
Yeah.
Kind of guy who asks for a ride to the airport.
Oh, I think he asked about having all the raids start together so they could race together. All right, doesn't matter. Okay. What else should we talk about today? You want to talk a little bit about the drama around that exterior housing coming in that was labeled
Can we
as
talk
shop?
about the trading post first?
Sure, we'll just knock that out real quick. Trading post.
Yeah.
Scrap, this is your
Sure.
wheelhouse. You tell us what's
All
going on
right,
in the
let's
trading post.
scroll through. Is it just goblin stuff?
It is 4th of July themed
Oh,
goblin
4th
stuff.
of July. Okay, that's cute. I like the rocket.
Have you not looked at this yet?
I looked
I
at it briefly, but I don't remember. Little robot pass. Other robot pass. Eye patch always. I need a blue one. Cute. Blue
Flowers.
flowers. Hat. Okay, a lot of recolors. There,
Cowboy.
you got that one, Io?
No,
You need the cowboy hat.
You're gonna need that for
You're
outlaw.
gonna need that for outlaw. Ooh, I like those. I like that one.
Why? I
I like the belt.
Yeah,
It's
the
got
belt's
like a
alright,
like a
but-
button on it. Pretty bland. Save your coins. This. Oh wait, hold on. Back in. I like that. Good. Very cute. It's a pinwheel
firework stuff.
sparkler.
And then that's the
Oh,
bonus
cute.
reward.
Okay, got it. Yeah, it's it's gonna be a save of coins for me. I'm probably gonna get that mace.
I think the blue rocket looks pretty cool.
Wait, what kind of weapons do monks use? Like fist weapons? or-
Staves and fists.
stabs.
Oh, two-handed staffs?
Yeah.
You can use stabs or you can do a
Sick,
main hand
bro.
offhand.
I've got a lot of two-handers from being a survival hunter for 100 million years. So I'll probably get that pinwheel then. Cute.
Unbelievable. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if we talked about this at all, but there was a housing exterior put on the PTR.
Oh, the treehouse?
No. This was just labeled in the files as like exterior housing store. And
Got it.
I want to say we talked about it,
The
Scrap, because
treehouse was on the store, right?
yes.
Okay, sorry. I
No,
can't remember
Frank,
what to be
you-
mad about. Go on.
You mentioned it, and then I don't think Scrap knew what you were talking about.
Well,
so she
okay.
I'm barely trying to keep up.
The
Like,
long
go
and short
on.
of it is I saw that I saw this in the news saying that it was like shop exterior, and I was like, oh god, Scrap's gonna crash because they're having another exterior on the housing
before
or
the
player housing on,
roadmap comes out.
before a lot of things, right? And the Blizzard responded with a blue post saying, hey, this is a really example of how initial data mining can be misleading. While yes, there is a new exterior coming and probably more in the future, the particular exterior found in the PTR files will not be released in the shop. It'll be available to all players to earn within the game.
You can literally just say that though. They're like, oh fuck, we gotta take that one off the shop and we gotta put a
So,
different one on.
That's what
Like,
everyone's been saying
yeah.
is like, oh shit, like we're in trouble. We gotta just like
Yeah.
So you're telling me, Scrap, you don't believe this. I just wanted to get your opinion. Like, do you believe them on this at all? Are you that jaded to say fuck them?
I don't believe them, but I also don't care. Like this is so stupid. Like
Well, you have to understand the roadmap. The roadmap for housing is revenue. That's the roadmap.
Right.
It's revenue.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Like, I
of
don't.
course you're okay with that. No
No,
one ever
because I don't need to
questioned
buy
you.
it.
You're
I don't need
such
to
a
buy it. I
cocksucker.
don't need to
Like,
cocksucker. I've spent no, that's not true. I've spent $5 on the player housing because I got
oh
those
my
plushies,
God.
right?
About the plushies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna buy
So
those. and
I
just
was gonna
didn't
buy
know.
other things just to make you mad because you were like, whoever has that pink tree in
The
there.
pink tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it you couldn't even bring yourself to spend $7.50
and that's
on a
good.
tree.
Like, fuck that.
Yep.
I'm not gonna. That's fine with me. Let the whales
Yeah.
buy their shit. I don't care.
We should carry around tip jars that say Frank's Pink Tree Fund at BlizzCon. Maybe people will
and
give
I
you
think
money
we
for
talked
the
about
tree.
Talius and Evatail's video about how she was trying to recreate. Didn't we talk about this before? Scrap?
Yeah, recreate the tree. Yeah, I think we did.
And then she like learned the
Or the
lesson
item.
of like, well, the actual true thing is that like our creativity is what makes it fun, not the buying of
Barf.
something.
Like-
Barf. You're telling me that if
That's
they put a
cope.
beach house out on the shop,
Scarwin
want-
said the next thing was like a beach drop, but no, I'm gonna hold to my guns. I don't care. I don't care if it says
no, but even
if there's
it
a sign
was,
that says
let's-
Scrap Claw's house that they put out on the shop. Like I'm not buying it.
This is just a ruse. She was all about housing, but now that it's out, she knows she's not going to engage with it, so she's got to come up with an
Not that into
excuse.
it. It's fine, but
No, I want you to just take yourself out of the whole idea of fuck this for 1 second, Scrap.
it's soured.
I'm just saying, if they put a beach house up, right, and let's say it looks
Mhm.
great,
Yeah.
are you telling me though that you would rather, like, do you see a world where you would say, well, I'll just buy their beach house because it looks so good, or wouldn't you rather, anyways, even if it was amazing, build your own beach house?
The beach house, like what I'm concerned they might do, where I'll be tempted, is if they put out like beach house type things, like little ship in
Ah,
a
the
bottle, little
tchotchkes, okay.
starfish, little that, like the
Oh.
tchotchkes, right?
Actually, good shout. They are building a shippable
But
bottle.
I still will not do that.
Well, no, they're gonna have ship in the bottles as another housing item, but it'll be made. It'll be made by professions. Relax. So you can get your ship in the bottle from that then, Scrap. Okay.
I will not cross the picket line.
That's okay. Go for it. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for you to spend money. I'm just saying I don't give a shit if you do.
Yeah.
All right.
I do.
Let's correct some news we were talking about, I think, last week. It does look like they fixed the catalyst thing, so you only need to do what you did in season 1. You just spend 1 catalyst. It looks like you blah 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 blah. And I just want to call that out so we can make sure our viewers at home who aren't keeping up with Wowhead know that. Is this good news?
What? So you don't need the 5. You get 1 now or whatever.
Yeah, it seems like you get the, again, slowly accumulating every 2 weeks. And you can. I just want to make sure there's nothing else that they called out.
It was like you got 5. Oh yeah, charge the catalyst with 5. Okay, yeah.
It looks like the tooltips have been corrected, right?
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made peace with the other way because I figured maybe if we get them a lot, then it's not gonna really make a difference. But this makes more sense, I think. So
I've only been starved on these for my alts, and even then, my alts weren't usually like up to snuff anyways that where I'd want to use, like, cause I don't usually use it on hero gear unless I absolutely like are close to 4 set. So like I didn't have the myth stuff that quickly anyways, that by the time it was, I had 4 stacks or whatever it was, I had it was fine, right? Like, have you guys felt starved?
No, I mean, I've only had 1 character and I've been sitting on 8 of these for like since like week 4. I feel like, I don't know.
No, and I like that they encourage you to use your things right away, so you're not just sitting on like you're not just waiting for like a hero piece or something to catalyze. You can just use them right away, get your bonus right away, get the power from that, and then once you get an additional one, since you already have your 4 piece, you'll get chances to get more of them as you play. So once you do get like a hero pants or something, you can throw them right in and not have to wait for your next charge, which is
I enjoyed that so much,
especially since now you can also keep the stats that you want. So I feel like we're gonna be using these more. I don't know, the one thing that I actually like the most, I think, out of the system is that in order to be able to get the tier set look, the complete set, because that's just 4 pieces, it's like all 8 pieces or whatever. At the end of the season, I just catalyze everything, even though I don't care. Like,
I do too.
So that I can fill out the set, and then I have all the set colors and everything forever, and I just love that system. So that's my favorite part of it.
I love that it's like I want to say backwards compatible, but I don't know if it's the right one. Where you get like the
downwards
LFR set.
Let's say downwards compatible.
Downwards compatible, because a lot of times the LFR set is kind of like the coolest one, like the best color, and I just like never. I mean, like, it's not worth it. Like to me in a million years to do LFR to get it.
Yeah. I think for Paladins next season, the color I like the most is the LFR one, and same for Mage, because I'll be on my Frost Mage. So yeah, good system. Just want to update everyone on that. We had some more patch notes come out with the patch on last Wednesday.
Damn, look how sick that Volpera DK looks. Bro, that guy looks lethal.
Should I switch mine to Volpera?
So ugly.
Blood Death Knight's got a tier set rework, although I don't understand this, and Phoenix was trying to trigger me this morning in Discord.
No.
They're continuing to make, so like for me, when I saw the original Death Knight tier set, it just for those who don't know, it was like you procced your Death and Decay proc more frequently, and it gave you 5% crit or something like that, right? And it's just like that. Who cares? Well, now it's like, okay, well, when you Death Strike, you get a blood debt, and it increases your strength, and then like it procs for more strength. And when you consume blood debt, your Merowyn generates another 3 shields of bone, or additional stacks of bone shield. Which, by the way, the playstyle I have right now, Lythian, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I have 0 problem keeping up my bone shields. So this is like completely irrelevant. And I just feel like we changed one thing for another thing that's almost the identical. Like, there's no defensive value for me, so I'm not really going to care about like trying to be stronger defensively. And that seems to be the case with like, they made a lot of changes to Prop Paladin, and it was almost entirely about how we were going to do more damage. And this is apparently going to make Prop Paladin meta now.
They're like,
Oh.
bro, this is what you're fucking getting with the Death Knight one.
damage,
They're like, we're
damage,
gonna reword
damage.
it a little bit, but that's what you're fucking getting.
Imagine a world where Frank is playing Blood Death Knight and Prop Paladin is the meta tank.
I love that.
I
think
will
that's a
be
beautiful
heartbroken.
thing. It's like Gift of the Magi. Like he cut his beautiful hair.
That's
He
why you
was
should.
good to
That's why
go.
you should bet against me on MDLshi. I ask you yours to say something.
He's gonna quit. Oh, that would surprise the
Um,
fuck out of me.
That a Woo there was a Woo video
Yeah, yeah.
earlier where he talked about like what a prop paladin will need to do some of the more tougher pulls in this upcoming season. And it seems like if it is meta, it's not gonna necessarily be meta because it's more survivable. It seems like you have to be really on top of your cooldowns and stuff. So
yeah. And I mean, in a world I can understand where that is fun to play, where you're like it's all about the juggling. And I haven't tried prop recently, but it just felt so shitty early in the season where Lythian is on his monk, just fucking like tiptoeing through everything with no problem. And the second I mean, you've seen it even on other videos with even the bear druids, right? Like they make the first pull of Mycera's Caverns and one hit, they're dead, right? And that just like isn't fun for me. Like I don't see how that's fun.
that's the problem, is there's no like in between. I wish tanks had more ability to have their own mitigation that keeps them up, and then you only really have to, like, if you're healing, for example, get them every so often. You're like, okay, they're running a little dry, I can help them out now. But it's like it's either they're fine or they're just gonna drop dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, I feel like that's where Brew excels, right? Is that like everything is like stretched out so you can think about how to solve the problem, and the tank can take care of most of it themselves. Whereas with like, okay, so I'll use my prop paladin again, early season, so that like a lot of the mitigation wasn't there that is there now, but like I would be dying very quickly, and the second I would bring me back to life, it didn't matter because I'd be immediately dying like so quickly already.
Yeah, you wouldn't have your mitigation.
Everything was like deadly, as opposed to, I get it. Okay, like let's use Bellerin as an example where I kept dying on Bellerin. I get that to a degree because it's like, okay, at least it's about juggling the defensives and I can make my way through it. But the fact that in a dungeon, everything was always like super deadly and it was just like a constant stressor for me and the healer, that's just not fun.
I mean, it was fun for everybody else, just not you.
Yeah. All right. What other changes? I don't think any of us are really worried about. Mage defensives have been somewhat improved.
Mentioned.
Yeah.
Mage defenses have been mentioned.
I can't remember who said it, but someone on Twitter was like, just watch, they're gonna fucking give all three mage specs the double barrier, and they did that. It does look like they made some defensive changes for Arcane. Arcane's gonna be maybe meta according to some. So yeah, Scrap, I'm gonna have both my Arcane and Prop Paladin meta and not be able to play either of them.
I'm not worried because I saw your DPS on the PTR.
Yeah, exactly.
Arcane's gonna be meta, and Frank's doing 2-hour Frost.
Yeah. Well, hey, good news is only do it for 2 hours and then go back to Arcane.
Wait, you're doing Frost?
Yeah, I rolled Frost on the wheel.
Are you gonna play on Frankenberry?
No. I made a character named 2-hour Frank.
2-hour Frank.
I made him Dark Iron. I don't know why.
Dark Iron Frost Mage.
Yeah.
Like that guy's a fire guy.
Very thematic. Very thematic.
It's interesting.
I saw Ellesmere crash out about the Holy Paladin changes because again they've once again buffed their spenders by 15% like across the board.
I saw him kind of start a tweet, but I haven't been paying attention. If I give Holy Paladin any kind of attention next season, that's all I'm gonna want to play. So I need to stick to Outlaw.
I love it.
I'm gonna stay on Holy Paladin just because I always find as I'm tanking, it's helpful for me to know from the healer's perspective what's chaotic. So I'm gonna do some keys on it. I just was so blown away by this one right here. Avenging Crusader now only transfers 55% instead of 80%. This wasn't like in contention. Why did they nerf it?
Yeah, I don't know. But they've every time they've done like a buff, it's been like Eternal Flame Word of Glory buffed by like 15%. They've done that like 3 times now. Eventually, you're gonna like buff it like 100%. Like they probably figure they gotta tune something else back down if they're gonna keep tuning that up. But I really have no idea what their logic is with any of this.
I feel like this might be in response to that change where they made every health mob and every damage that they do, the 25% thing that they did. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I feel like this might be in response to the fact that once they did that, Holy Paladins were once again going to fall behind. But it's just so fucking funny that literally like 3 patches in a row, 15%, and that's just how they didn't do a pillar. What's it called? What's the frontal one? Not
no, not Eternal Flame. It's
you know what I'm talking about though, the frontal instead
yeah,
of
don't know
didn't
why
buff
the
that.
hell I'm not thinking of
Yeah.
that. Like Light of Dawn. That's what
Light of
it's
Dawn,
called.
there you go, thank you.
Light of Dawn. Yeah.
What else? I've been seeing Wowhead's been putting up a whole bunch of the class writers are writing their initial thoughts, and almost every single one on Wowhead's title is like, good changes, not enough, and it's like, oh Jesus. So
Are there hunter changes?
no, I don't think so. Marksmanship.
Are there rogue changes?
There were some rogue changes, yeah. Outlaw got some
Oh, there's one outlaw
stuff.
change.
Right.
You
They
need to read
buffed your
that,
tier
man.
set.
Ambush to grant opportunity.
I heard your tier set's actually
Chance and
good for
strength.
your rotation, so that's nice.
New connectors have been added into talent tree. I don't really understand any of this
I was
stuff, I'm
gonna
not
say,
lie.
do you know the
I
class
but,
that
I
well
don't know
enough
what it
to-
means.
I only know the buttons to hit and kind of when to hit them, but I don't know anything else that they do other than
Oh,
the
Ooh.
points to spend them at.
Yeah.
they do warlock. Is warlock buffed?
Affliction apparently is
No.
going to be possibly meta.
Yeah, but
that what
Hayware's
Hayware's
not playing
playing?
that.
No, he's
No,
playing Demonology.
the Demonology.
Should I
Yeah.
play my warrior or my enhanced shaman for my 2-hour character?
Warrior.
Okay, you sold me. Done. The problem is the enhanced shaman or just the shaman tier set is so fire though. It looks so good.
I
Play the
like
shaman.
Enhance's gameplay. I just don't understand why I'm bad at it. So like every season, I'm just like not keeping up with what.
I feel like you have to play it perfectly to be good. Whereas other classes I've played have
No, it's changed
lots of ways.
drastically from what you've seen it
Yeah,
as.
I know.
but
I know. It's simplified a lot, but
I feel like it's more of that I'm not understanding how Doomwind works, but whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. We don't need to talk about that.
well, I can't explain it to you because I only know how it did
Yeah.
last season. So
All right. Other things that they've done in the recent weeks, they added. We didn't talk about this when they took 12.1, but they're adding Discord integration into in-game chat.
Are we gonna
So-
do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna set up our
Okay.
general channel so that whenever Scrap says something racist, everyone can see
What
it in game
happens if
too.
I post a picture of a dog? What does it say in WoW?
It'll just say. I think they maybe even have a picture of it. It just says like, has the Discord icon and it'll say like, image or whatever.
Okay.
It won't show the image. But it's
Damn.
nice. It's nice that people who are in game can see, what the nonsense we're talking about, and also.
Yeah, actually, I do like that because our guild chat is often very dead,
Mhm.
except at the beginning of the season.
Well, I
you know?
think yeah, it is, and I feel like that's just mostly because most people will just be in Discord talking anyway.
yeah, because we're talking, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's nice
yeah.
to see it moving. A
Yeah,
little bit.
I agree. Yeah, and again, it's more so that like, if I'm on my lunch key playing a little bit, and you guys are talking in Discord, I can just kind of jump into the chat too at the same time. So that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know of any other games that have this, so it's a cool little step forward, and hopefully
cool.
we'll see some more integration of that come later.
Yeah, especially because that way, if you're in the game and someone posted something in Discord like, "Hey, gonna get on soon," you might be able to see it in the game because maybe you don't have Discord open on the other monitor. Or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, or if you're like me, you only have one monitor. So
What else? Okay, we have some quality of life improvements coming with the new patch. So they're finally letting us have profession resets. They were supposed to do this in the point fat patch, but they didn't do it. Don't know why. What else have they got going on? They hit some other
It's
things.
a
They called
profession reset.
You can reset all
you
your
pick
knowledge
different
points,
Oh, okay.
but you only get one, so you can only do it once. The other thing that they're doing is they're adding map coordinates finally to the fucking game.
oh yeah,
So you
that
can-
is something I
Number
missed from
Tom.
not having add-ons.
No more Tom.
No
yeah.
more Tom. Well, you can still have Tom because it'll like point you towards things. But the one thing I always hated is that people in like Wowhead comments would say it's here, and
I know.
whatever.
Literally, not a single person will actually give you directions. Like it's so annoying.
They should
Yeah.
give you the /way command.
Yeah.
They're also implementing.
So-
We can actually talk about this for a second. So one thing that they called out is that they're trying to make it so that a lot of the options you select in your, let's say, your main character will carry over to other characters. So for example, auto loot. If you choose to have auto loot with
Oh
one
my God.
character, why wouldn't you want it with all the other?
No, but that's like my favorite thing when I start a new character. I just like go in and turn on all the action bars and then flick on auto loot.
That's your
Like,
favorite thing?
no, it's just tradition, right?
Okay.
Like I've been doing it for 15 years.
Well, we can take a second here to talk about what Leo was talking about in Discord today.
Oh, right. Vendor
which
trash.
his question of the day for us was, why is vendor trash still exist? I thought about this for a second. I was like, well, I feel like it's one of those things where it's nice that once you go do 1 million quests and you come back and then you have that button that says sell all your, your low quality shit, to see like 400 gold get deposited into your account or into your character. And I was wondering, Lythian, as someone who may have a little better intake on design, do you feel like that's the reason why they're doing that? That they just feel like it's a kind of rewarding thing to sell all that stuff and make a whole bunch of gold off of it?
No, it's just filler.
No, I like it.
Well, what's the
That's
benefit of filler? Why does that exist? Like, how does it help the game?
It gives you a little bit of gold. It fills your bags up, so you have to go do something. It was always, I think it was always intended to be just a filler thing back when bag space was
To force you back to town?
was yeah, you have to go back to town, you have to go sell, you have to get to a vendor. Now it's all simple and easy, and you don't even like, as soon as I go to a vendor, it automatically does it for me now, so I don't even pay attention.
Because you have an
to it.
add-on?
Yeah.
Lith.
I have an add-on.
But Frank,
Yep.
is a sunset filler? You know what I mean? Like is like getting ice cream from an ice cream truck, is that filler of your life,
Like,
right?
I-
I enjoy vendor items. I enjoy being like, oh my God, my bag's full. What the fuck? And I individually sell all the gray items. Like I go through
You're-
and I hear that
you're a
little
special
ching ching
case.
ching ching.
Yeah, you're a special
I have
case.
never thought once, man, these items should be thrown out of the game. Even though I'm aware they're
It's-
useless, like I enjoy that.
It's
and
so
there has
bad
to be
that
a
Leo
reason.
said he will not even click the mobs anymore, even with auto loot, because he's like,
But then they
whatever's important
sparkle.
enough.
Doesn't that drive me crazy?
Yeah, that's what's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Whatever's important enough will just be mailed to him. So why bother picking anything up, right?
Really?
Gold on the ground.
Yeah, no, that's the way I look at it. It's like
Oh.
I feel like, I mean, you get nowadays, I feel like you get 10 gold per mob kill or whatever. And again, like when I go back to town and I dump all that shit, it's like sometimes 1,000 gold worth of all this shit because my bag's so full of everything.
I think there's like a table, and sometimes the table could be like, because like if you think about like classic WoW, you kill a regular mob, you might get like a green BOE or something. So I think
Yeah.
it's just like sometimes you get something decent, and sometimes you get trash, and then it's like, well, I get like 60 copper for this. It's not, it's something, it's not, you got something for your investment in killing that mob.
Well,
I'm not saying that there couldn't be something better that could drop from mobs besides gold and like a femur or whatever that you don't even look at.
Like,
But it would be
you want it
would
all,
be-
like.
Well, it would be cool if there was like rare like gray items that were funny. Like Frank, wasn't I passing? We were
Yeah.
passing back and
Well,
forth that
there are.
like
yeah.
it's like an item. It was called like a whole lot of nothing or something. What
Mhm.
was
Yeah,
it?
those exist.
But yeah, but if like ones that could be entertaining or iconic enough that
The
people would like,
stoppable force, the
Yeah.
chili slobber knocker.
yeah, things like that. Like I have gray items in my bank. I'm not saying that like I
That's because
live
you're
for the gray
autistic.
items because I might get something that gives me a little chuckle, but they could go
I gave it to you for your
harder into
birthday.
it.
I gave it back
I
to you for your birthday.
remember. I don't remember why I gave it to you, but I'm sure it was a really funny joke.
You told me when you gave it to me, you said, one day you're going to give this back to me and it's going to make me laugh.
Yeah, something like that. But I don't know. I don't have to have a reason other than I just enjoy it. Never have I thought I don't enjoy this. So whatever.
It was definitely an interesting call out, and especially from Leo, who I feel like if people don't know him, he has a very developer mind.
Game
and
developer.
talks about,
yeah.
talks about like game development all the time. So it's weird that it's something that he would kind of find a nuisance with when it seems like it's kind of necessary, but
I don't think it's
people
necessary. I
surprise you
think it's
sometimes.
outlived its purpose. Like in classic WoW, when you were like fucking penny pinching, like sometimes you need like to sell one more coyote fang to get like your level 10 skills. You know what I mean? So it got you to a point where you're like, I only have 10. Like I'm thinking of the very beginning. Like I only have 10 bag spaces. I'm looking at how valuable these are, like, and getting rid of things because I'm like, oh, I know that coyote fangs don't sell, but these like brown collars are better. I don't know what the fuck, but like, so there was like something to the gray items in classic WoW.
Not only, but I feel like a lot of the mobs, especially in like the newer zones, do drop stuff. Like I feel like I get a ton of that the like meats you use for the cooking. I have like 600 of that in my bag
And they
all the
sell for
time.
a bit
Like,
on the
But-
auction
yeah,
house.
But I also do think that what you pointed out before of like, you know, it was intended to draw you back to the city. Like you can't just be out questing over and over. Eventually your bag's going to fill up, you have to go back. Now we've all got mounts that have
Yeah.
vendors.
Well,
you know.
that tension exists more so in like Diablo 4 and stuff because
In Classic WoW,
like
too.
it really needs to push you back to town anyways. Like they
Yeah.
don't want you to be just running dungeon. And of course you can not pick up the stuff, but the fact that you can like scrap it or sell it, which gold is kind of important in Diablo. But like I feel like, so we talked about we haven't gone into it too much, but the 2-hour class that we're 2-hour competition we're doing. I am like really
Not a competition, Frank. It's an
You're
experiment.
right. But like we in that experiment we set a goal of like you can only start with 50k gold, right?
Yeah.
And so
I'm not saying gold is useless. I'm saying the gray
sure,
items are
no, but
don't
like
have the
as I'm
value.
leveling and I'm selling all that stuff, I'm like, oh, thank God I have like an extra 100 gold because I need to buy some bags for this tune.
Yeah.
And I'm like being more cautious about how I spend my money. And so maybe again for the people who aren't playing as much as we are or who don't want to spend money on a token and just like, you know, get free gold for their hard-earned cash. Like it's a way to refill their coffers so that they can go buy that pot and then go pay for the repairs because
I
they're
think
not
that's a
getting it
little
from other.
generous.
Again,
think, yeah.
I feel like that's why it still exists. Maybe it's not an engaging system, but like Blizzard needs a way to kind of drip some of the money back into the economy.
yeah.
and-
You have to
and-
get money somehow.
Yeah, right. So like, yeah,
It
I
is
don't know.
interesting, you know, like I feel like to me when you play classic WoW, there was a really satisfying thing of like, oh, I have like 4 quests to turn in, my bags are full, I need my level 11 skills, like I'm gonna go into town, I'm gonna be there for like half a fucking hour. Like I'm literally I gotta like cook, I gotta do this, like, and it was like this kind of like slowing down the pace, chilling a little bit, and then going back out with like new quests and shit like that. And I honestly think that the going and selling all your gray vendor items, it's part of a nostalgic thing for me that like I still enjoy that gameplay loop, even though that gameplay loop doesn't actually have like gameplay attached to it or hinging on it anymore. But I understand if somebody was coming to the game like new, it's Leo's totally right. It is a vestigial limb. Like
Well,
there's I think you're being generous with like it's a moneymaker.
Sure, but like the other side of it too is that I feel like banks don't have a purpose anymore because now that we don't need to worry about like even quest items aren't in our bags.
Yeah.
Like everyone just carries all their gear they could ever possibly need in their bag.
Yeah, I've never hit like when
Yeah,
I've
not
hit
even
my
close.
bag limit, it's because I have like 7 of the same trinket because I've just been doing Mythic Plus for 5 weeks.
No, it's because
straight.
you went and did like a legacy dungeon to get like a transmog and you have 15,000 purples in your bag, right?
that will happen, but you're totally right in that like dude, I don't even think I have like on my other characters like the current bags because whatever
Yeah.
it was from like 3 expansions ago is more than enough fucking space. Like the second I went past like 30 per bag, it's like that's enough. I don't need any more, you know.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on the subject?
Something not in
Sorry,
the game,
Leah
people
just
don't
asked
like
it, and I just wanted. I was like, I'm surprisingly prepared to defend that. You know, like I'm
Leo,
okay with it.
I agree. It's totally like this vestigial limb of gameplay loop. However, don't I like it, so leave it. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's just flavor.
However,
it's a little bit of flavor on top of the wonderful cake that is WoW.
Little flavor.
It's
I'm
like-
not even
it's
gonna.
like
I'm not
saying-
even.
It's like saying,
I'm not
why
gonna-
have
yeah.
sprinkles on a cake, right? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna taste those fucking sprinkles. Well, you know what?
I
You might.
won't even go as far as Frank is and try to justify it. I don't even think it's worth
No,
justifying.
the only reason I'm justifying is
like
because like I think Blizzard has a reason to keep it around, and that's the only one I can think of.
I would like to hear from the devs what role they think that gray items are playing now.
One day when we finally get it, we're just gonna have Leo give us 16,000 questions of why he thinks this is annoying that this exists, and we're gonna have to
Yeah.
have them justify
Again,
it
I
all.
don't think he's wrong. It's just
I kind of think he's a
there's
little wrong.
there's a lot of things annoying to Leo.
yeah.
He has a very long list of things that annoy him.
I could go on a rant about that on its own episode, but I'm not going to. One day we'll have Leo on as a guest. I promise.
I'm threatening that for years now.
Well, I'm kind of keeping it's like my my wild card that I need to have ready for when I really need
All right,
it. Like,
next week when
break-
Lythian's
break
traveling.
class in case of emergency. It was
Yeah,
I
next
really
week.
wanted to bring him in during the add-on apocalypse because I felt like he'd have really good insight to it. But at the same time, if I bring Leo onto the show, a lot of his shit's just gonna be him going, everyone that thinks that is stupid as shit, and he's just gonna like tell us all the reason why everyone's stupid. Anyways,
Sounds like good content to me.
yeah, no, it will be. It will be. Again, break glass in case of emergency kind of thing. Speaking of classic, I ask you, I feel like are you a purist when it comes to classic? Like, do you want it all the same?
Are you a classic Andy?
Can you go back up for a second? I need this for the timestamp. I'll just wait to the conversations about before I do it. If you see my UI, I'm like a person who is like, I'm like the Rock on a cheat day. I got all the weak auras, I got all the add-ons, I got all the. I'm like living life like it was before the apocalypse. So no, I am definitely not a purist.
Yeah,
but looks like they're adding some stuff to it.
Yeah, I mean they're just effectively pulling in some of the UI stuff, especially around the nameplates, into the Burning Crusade. And to your point, I feel like there's this like oxymoronic nature of like people who are purists for the old ways of classic, but then they have like all these new, hell, weak auras are like so more robust than they were back then, and like that just seems like a conflict to me. But they don't ever seem to care.
They're older. They need their wheelchair, like their oxygen tank.
Because like I think in like Wrath of the Lich King, there's definitely some fights that benefit from some like higher end weak auras, but at least in TBC, there hasn't really been anything so far that I feel like has needed anything more than just like a regular bigwigs timer. This is interesting though, because when they did TBC Classic, they kind of merged original Classic Anniversary, which was a part of the Classic client. They made it into like a new version of it for the Anniversary that has like the edit mode in it. It doesn't have all the same thing you can do in retail, but it is very similar UI wise. So it is interesting to see them kind of doing this new age stuff in the Classic, and I wonder if that's something people will like, or if people will want them to not touch that stuff. But
well, the one that's most dramatic for me is that they added the LFG system that you would see, and correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't like played around with it, but like in Classic you don't have to do the /2 or whatever to try to find a group anymore. You can actually use like the LFG post your key thing, no, post your group thing.
So like if you want a specific dungeon, for example, like let's say you go get like the daily and it's like ramparts or whatever, you go and you post up your thing, you can go post yourself and see if there's people, and you can see if there's like a group that's just needs like one person. You can see if there's just a bunch of solo people, and sometimes people will put notes down like, hey, I'm a tank, but I'm only gonna tank if you give me all unneeded blues. So
sounds like someone had some experience with that recently.
I did see one of those at one point, but so it's not the exact same because you're not just like picking people and inviting them, but it's very similar. So it's kind of
like the one where you have to control everything manually, right?
Yeah, and it kind of curates. You can see if there's people in there, but sometimes too, you go in there and you're trying to do like Botanica, and you're like, why are there only hunters? Oh yeah, they want their shoulders or whatever. So you invite one of them, and then maybe if you're in the area, if you're still in the city, you can still do like looking for tank for this or whatever. So you could do a combination.
Just like you could do that in live right now, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No one does it, but you could.
It's not quite as robust as the one in retail, but it is a bit of a far cry from having to just look and chat all day.
And again, I'm just like, I personally like that stuff. I feel like they should bring the quality of life improvements of the systems, not necessarily.
I feel like that's pushing it, and
okay.
I think part of the Classic experience is like the chat and whispering people at your level and whispering warriors at like 80 and stuff like that.
That's why
like
I love the Barons so much.
I love the Barons. That encourages people to chat and talk and blah blah. I don't think a queue would. I think a queue would start to be stripping away.
Not a queue, not necessarily a queue, just like a way to put, because scrap. It was completely bad gameplay to say that if you weren't spamming chat, you were not going to be found by other people that you might need to find, right? Because like, let's say I get into Iron Forge and I'm like, okay, well, I want to do Nomergon, and I'm not like watching chat like a hawk. when I'm
Yeah.
either posting I want to do this or I'm looking for a group, then
Yeah.
it's just like impossible. Like it just doesn't make sense to make that kind of friction. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like that friction sucks.
I don't think it's a violation. I mean, even in hardcore, they had that kind of sort of thing. I don't know if it's the same one or what.
Yeah,
I just think they need to be careful adding quality of life things, because there's a certain point where if you add too many quality of life things, it's gonna ruin the feel of classic. So
well, and I
just
think they've done surveys in the past where they've said like, hey guys, this is kind of like a drastic thing. Do you want us to include it or not? And they let like the players decide. But I feel like anyone that votes no, even though the yes might win, they're the purists that are going to be like, fuck this, and get so angry about it.
yeah, they're it's 100 or 0,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're out. You know?
At the same time, a lot of people who are playing, like Frank mentioned earlier, they're using things like Plater or like LVUI, so they're not even really using that stuff anyways, like the base stuff. So it doesn't hurt for them to give some of the newer options. And the one thing I really hope they bring to Classic and is like the one thing that if I could have them add would just be the pings, because those would be so helpful.
Pings. I do love pings. All right. I don't think there's anything much else to talk about other than
You want to talk about the 2-hour thing?
I was gonna say other than the 2 hour. So here, let's jump into it, Scrap. So give us an update. Last week we talked about it. I said, fuck no, fuck you. I'm not.
All right,
you guys are gonna ruin
last
my
week
life.
on Dragon Ball Z, right? Frank was quitting the 2-hour. Well, just a refresh on the 2-hour
Frank said
challenge.
he's not doing it. He didn't quit. He just said he's not doing it.
Let me.
No,
let
I
me-
did quit
let me-
technically because I was wanting to do it, and then you guys made it no fun.
Let me
Yeah.
break it down. Are we calling it the WoWdad challenge?
Yeah, the WoWdad theory. The WoWdad theory.
WoWdad theory, right? Now, this was based on a misunderstood comment of somebody saying
No, not
2
misunderstood.
hours a
I
day or
changed it.
whatever.
I changed it.
Right. Okay. So we're the premise is that can you meet your goals for your character, reasonable goals, if you can only play 2 hours a week?
Yep. So
And
there's
so-
usually like 18 weeks in a season, so it's roughly about 40 hours total.
40 hours total. Can you meet your goals? And normal goals for us is 3K, or did
Nope,
you say it was
3,400? We're gonna set it to whatever that 3,400 will
We're
be.
setting a high goal.
Mhm.
You know, we have different theories about where we meet it. So we're AOTC and 3,400. Can you do it playing 2 hours a week? So immediately I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out a way to standardize this and put a bunch of parameters. And Frank went, you're overcomplicating it, I'm out. But then as we started to argue more about
that's
the
a-
data and the parameters and stuff, Frank,
What a
he comes
dickhead.
on back because he loves parameters and
Wow.
rules and data.
No, you
and
know what
stuff,
brought me
so-
back in? You know what brought back in? Okay, can we?
Who?
Okay, so let's clear
Yeah,
some things up.
that's
All right,
my
so
summary. Now you go ahead.
Scrap was like wanting to implement a leveling rule, which I was like so annoyed with because it made no sense, and her justification
It
was,
was standardized.
yeah, you were wanting to make a competition out of it, so whatever.
No, I wasn't trying to. I was
Shut
trying
up.
to get a control where everybody started.
And the
at
other
same
thing that
place.
sent me fucking nuclear was you were telling Lythian to make an add-on that would shut down my computer after 2 hours.
Yeah, I still
okay?
want that. Is that not
And,
coming?
and so listen, so I initially was like, what the fuck is she trying to do here? Because you were like accusing me of cheating and blah, blah, blah. But then I thought about it, right? Because we started, okay, so we
I
talked.
think you're assuming I was accusing you of cheating.
No, you were accusing me of
I don't
cheating me
think I
because you kept
was.
literally telling Lythian, I got to make sure he does this by the book, right?
I
Anyways,
just feel like you're gonna push
Anyways.
it a little bit.
anyways,
You know?
the thing that pulled me back in was we were talking about it, and I was like, actually, it might be really funny that like I would put this timer on my stream because I was going to stream everything, right?
It's hilarious.
And
It's
have
so
the timer
fun.
not only count down, but as it like got closer to 0, the time would just like consume my entire screen, right?
Yeah.
And so that as it went from 10 to 0, it'd be like me, you know, like the guy that's like sweating and clicking, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then it would always be the last frame with me be going no, and then like it cut
Yeah.
off, right? And it froze.
and
so
like yeah. And
I
then
thought
your
that was
stream
funny,
ends.
and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm in. so
Yeah.
so that's where I'm at.
It's
Oh, so
funny.
I still have to make that?
yeah. You
No,
still
no,
have
no,
to
no,
make
no,
that.
no, no, no. So
The
and correct me
argument
if I'm
against
wrong.
that.
No, correct me
go
if I'm
ahead.
wrong, Lythian, is that you can use a Windows console command to set a timer to shut off your computer, right?
Yeah, but
That's-
that's
that-
no fun.
No,
No,
that's
I
fun.
want Lythian to make an add-on that does that.
You,
No.
Lythian,
no.
correct me if I'm
I
wrong. You
make
can't make an
utility.
add-on shut off your computer.
Well,
No,
a
you
Lythian
can't.
add-on on my computer, like a
So
virus.
an application.
Malware. Can you put malware into my
I'll
computer?
make
Shut off my
I'll
computer
make an
after 2 hours?
application that has a timer on it, and it'll do something fun. I don't know.
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have it shut off
I
my
want it.
computer. I'm gonna use the
Yeah, I'll just
Windows
shut off the
console
computer.
command. I'm gonna set it for 7,500 seconds, which apparently is 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Well,
But then there won't be a fun
hold on.
countdown or anything.
No,
right?
I'm going to set the time. Like I have a system that I can
No,
make a
here-
timer. Not everyone can do it, but I can do it.
Let
Yeah,
Lythian
but-
do it. He's got a good
but
eye for these things.
the problem is we have to log it. We have
Yeah.
to log the start time, the end time, and I need to also capture some information, your credit card number, social security number, and
Right.
no,
I've got all that
but-
for
I'll
script,
get you
don't
that.
worry.
I'll get you that right away.
No, I've already
Lythian.
got it for you, script. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But-
Frank
but-
already has all my information.
but I think we log all that information so that we have it and we can report it, because somebody was talking about reporting on stuff too,
Yeah.
making spreadsheets.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Spreadsheet.
I can use the app that will shut down your computer to also collect information like logs and things like that. So
Credit
we
card
can,
number.
we can
Right, yeah.
TDV, it kind of like a TDV, WoWdad TDV, where I can collect the logs and see what you did.
So
and all this
WD
other stuff.
TDV?
Somebody-
Yeah, WDTDV.
Yeah, somebody wanted spreadsheets made or something.
Yeah, I like
I
the
lost
idea.
track of the chat.
Yeah.
The chat was
It's all,
chaos.
It's all
Well,
fun and
we're
games
hammering out
until
the parameters.
it's all fun and games until until the command is going and we don't realize it, and we're about to get score on a key, and all of a sudden Frank's computer shuts
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Well, we're not allowed to
Yeah.
play together. That's one of the rules. We're not allowed to play together.
Yeah,
Well, he's
it'll
talking
be on
like
the
you
stream.
actually said it in live or something.
No,
like you
no,
turned it
that's
off.
No.
that's where I thought about it. I thought, okay, there's gonna be a scenario where I pushed it, maybe that like it's a 30-minute key, and I have 35 minutes left, but we wipe, and so like things are running a little like whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell people like, hey guys, I'm going to shut off my computer in 2 minutes. I can't stop it. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
do the last boss without me.
You're gonna have to
Right?
go on without me.
Right,
There's-
exactly.
Someone's gonna make a
God.
tweet about you
And
be
again,
like, if
that
you
was
have
what that's
malware-
what brought me in. I said, oh my god, that sounds like
Yeah.
it's gonna be so fucking funny. I gotta do it.
Yeah. I want to say on the 2-hour hard shut off, because I know people are probably screaming at their computer, because I know that we were having this argument, is that a WoWdad wouldn't have his computer turn off after 2 hours on the dot. But
Yeah,
it's
but
to
a WoWdad-
simulate and standardize
yeah.
the
for
pressures
the
of
sake of it,
time the
yeah.
WoWdad has. You know,
No, it's for the bit.
Yeah, it's for the bit.
It's A for the bit, but I think it's a way to simulate like a WoWdad having to run go get the kid, or like
yeah.
oh the baby
Well,
woke up
yeah,
or
no,
something.
No, I
Like, you
gotta go
shouldn't-
to bed. Like I've got fucking shit to do. I can't.
Yeah,
at
you have
midnight, I'm
to
going
go to bed
you
in
know?
2 hours.
Yeah.
Like if the key wipes, you still have to go to bed.
My
Like,
or
like-
I have to go to
or
bed
we could do it
after
from the
podcast.
perspective of a kid, right? A kid after
Yeah.
school whose parents say, "Hey, Friday night you're allowed to do it," but they set the parental control shit, right?
yeah,
so, like,
yeah,
all that shit.
yeah. So that's why it's gonna be a hard shut off your computer
Putting
moment.
parental controls on Frank.
Yep.
It's gonna be great.
That's okay.
When I
I'm
during
now
Ratholic King,
all
I-
in on it.
when I was in college, I put
Oh,
parental
gosh.
controls on my own on my own WoW account. Like,
So-
that's not
So
you didn't
not
flunk.
a joke. Actually,
is
did that.
is there a list of all the requirements for this thing I have to
Yeah,
build?
we
Well,
really
well,
went
hold
back
on,
and
okay.
forth to try to get this as
Prepare for a
fair
flashbang.
and
Right.
as clean as
So-
possible. And then Frank ran it through fucking Grok and made it 700
Not
pages
Grok.
longer for some
Fuck
reason.
you. No, I used
Like,
Claude like an
What
adult.
is AI any good? Like we literally talked
It did
this
a-
out
It
and
did
could
an
have
amazing job. What are you
anyone
talking
could have
about?
written out a nice, concise little like
Okay,
half a page
go for it,
thing,
Scrap.
and you had Grok
It's
make
all
it
yours.
20 pages.
All yours, Scrap. Go for it.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
But-
fuck you. So, first off, I want to be clear. The reason why it's 20 pages is because you set fucking 20 pages worth of restrictions. So shut up.
I just don't
All
like
right.
this use
So,
of the Grok.
Our benchmark goals, these are, and again, we want to be clear. This is not a competition. We are trying to challenge ourselves, and we're going to be rooting each other on along the way,
It's an
right?
experiment.
We are allowing people who play with us, like in this space of the experiment, that they can bend some of the rules just because we don't want to force them to play the way that we want to be playing, right? So, for example, some people may roll the wheel. Some people say, no, I want to play this and I'm going to enjoy playing this, right? That's fine, right? A WoWdad, in fairness, wouldn't be forced to play something they don't want to play.
Yeah.
But like I rolled the wheel and got Frost Mage. I'm going to play that. Scrap, you're going to choose to play your warrior, right? So anyways,
Yes.
our goals are AOTC, which I think will be easier of the two because you can get
You just get that at
AOTC
the end of
like
the
the last
season.
week. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
people will be plowing
You
through
don't have
that.
to prog AOTC because then I
Yeah.
would say absolutely not doable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And then, well, you couldn't even raid that long quickly. And then 3,400 Mythic IO. This may change, obviously, as they change the achievement to be a different score, but that should reflect the same point in that season. And that is, I think 3,400 is what, like 13s and 14s or something like that? Maybe higher?
I think it's higher. I
Yeah,
think
maybe
it's
15s. Yeah. So like this will be the more challenging thing. You know, the logic we're applying is you might be able to get 2, maybe 3 keys a week, which means that you have to have all 8 keys timed at that point, with like, you know, a week to spare. So that's like the last 3 weeks are going to require you to get them all or else, which means you got to be getting geared up and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So the time rules is 2 hours a week, in-game time only. So you can research and theory craft all that stuff outside the game as you like. All in-game time counts in that 2-hour budget. So you queuing, you walking, you getting gold, you doing professions, they all count towards that time. It's not just keys. And we do not let you roll over any of that time either. So if you don't use your full 2 hours or if you're out for the week, you do not get the 2 hours back later. All right.
The WoWdad life.
The WoWdad life. Okay. We're only allowing DPS. While tank and healers might be obviously allowed in the WoWdad life, we want to see what would happen in the worst case scenario. What else we got? Oh, you can't change specs. So I know, like, for example, some people want to do quests as a tank spec. Yeah, but we're not going to allow that. And you know,
Advantages people, I guess.
yeah. And again,
It's mess up
if
their
someone were to
experiment.
do it to do a world quest, like, we're not going to lose our shit.
Yeah, this
about
is
it.
not a
Whatever.
big. This is a low impact
yeah.
restriction.
This was the big impact, starting gear. Okay, so here, I'll go and share the screen with everyone at home. So starting gear, I know you can't read it fully, but you get the idea. We officially voted that we were going to start at this season's current Myth Track champion gear, because you can buy all those slots from a vendor with Marl.
Is that what you decided? I thought we.
That's what the vote won, but we are still working on this, so this is going to change most likely. But yeah, the idea is initially we said all that stuff. We then talked about doing maybe a preseason where for the last 2 weeks of this season, we would allow everyone to use what would, I guess, be maybe their 4 total rolls to go get some stuff from Mythic Plus, and anything you got in those dungeons you could keep. Otherwise, everything else has to be the champion track gear. So if you get some really bad RNG like Lythian and get 4 belts, you just got 1 belt and that's it. What else? We got... So you're not allowed to send gear to yourself. You're not allowed to self-craft gear for yourself. You have to go through other crafters. And we set 50,000 gold as our starting goal.
Well, I feel like if you spend money bumping up your profession to craft gear for yourself.
No, sorry. When I say self-fulfilled, I mean your alts. So.
Oh yeah, not
yeah,
with alts.
like I can't send it to Frankenberry to make something, right?
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This was the one that's going to be something we're definitely going to have to figure out Lythian
this
tracking.
is low impact too. Toss it.
No, it's not low impact at all. What are you talking about?
Everybody has maxed crest, right? Does if all of us have it, it's fine.
No, but the dads wouldn't have it.
But we're measuring it against each other.
No,
well, I
we're
guess
not. It's not a competition.
Yeah. It's not a competition, but we're pulling data off.
No, this is extremely high impact. So the full cost rule is effectively if you have a main that gets the crest reduction achievement, right? It doesn't matter on this tune. You have to spend 20 crests no matter what, right? And the way we have to log this is that if you, for example, have 100 crests, the upgrade only costs you 50. You have to, and and there's gonna be a way to log this. You have to spend all 100, which means that the other 50 are gonna be dead in game, right? So discounted crests become dead.
You just spend them on bullshit gear, like
well, no, you just like they'll be in your you can keep in your bag, but you can't. Them? No, you can't. Well, you can't delete them. So you just you can't spend them. So there'll be a point where every time Lythian's logging, like you said, at the end of each run, you'll have to have those dead crests in your thing, or else you are breaking the rule,
I feel
right?
like that's gonna be. I mean, it's on Lythian; he can figure it out. But like, we're all gonna get that achievement at different times.
Yeah,
so it's
and that's why it's
weird.
important that you are self-managing this. Now, at the same time, right? I think this will be because once this tune itself gets the achievement, you're allowed to use them without killing the crests, right? If so, that might also be like a small problem that only a couple of us deal with, but it is a rule, so we got to call that out. We're not allowed to play with anyone else that we know, so it's the idea is that you're just playing by yourself and pugging. We got to make sure you turn off Raider IO, as that was a big thing Scrap wanted to call out. We have combat logging, and again, there'll be more logging that Lythian will be notating in the app. The mandatory shutdown timer. So I set it for 2 hours and 5 minutes because I wanted to give like a 5-minute bio. You know, like the dads might be like, yeah, 2 hours, 5 minutes.
5-minute bio, yeah.
It just makes it easier to type in 7,500 seconds, right? And, you know, you can do that through a console command to make sure it's shut down. So I asked this, but I think we voted down on it, that maybe we have it so that you can pause it for certain things. But again, I don't think anyone wanted to do that for the thing. And then, of course, our end of session reporting, where you have to, you know, report, like take a screenshot of your slash played and make sure you send in your crest. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully. And then your crest totals, so we know what your dead crest count is.
That might be an issue, but whatever. We
added this rule late, the delve progression rule. So for example, if you're on your main and you're already doing 11 delves, you can technically jump to them on this tune. So we're going to make you have to progress them. You have to start at 3 or whatever the starting number is.
That'll be fine. Not delves on my main anyway.
Fair enough.
Like,
but yeah, that's all the rules we got so far. If you're watching this at home and you're like, oh man, they need to think of this, please tell us in the comments some things we need to consider. I am already leveling my tune. I've decided I had to have a second mage because I want to make sure I can still play Frankenberry. We will put them all in the Cult of the Wheel guild, you think? Yeah?
Yeah. Can you change the guild name? Cult of the Dad?
I can, yeah.
Does it cost money to do that?
It does, but whatever.
Get rid of that guild and make a new one.
No, just whatever. Oh, actually, I think it costs real life money to change names, doesn't it?
No, just get rid of that guild and make a new one.
We'll do that.
Like, and just call it Cult of the Dad.
You'll have to make a new tabard for us.
Yeah, I can do that. I still never made MDL tabard.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Io, you've been sitting on the outside looking in. What do you think of all this?
Are you not dadding, Io?
I think it's really dumb, but I'm glad you guys are gonna have fun.
You're not gonna dad, Io? It's only 2 hours a week.
No.
What? He's not ready to be a dad, guys.
My plan is to every Friday stream this on Twitch, so you can watch it, twitch.tv/MDLFrank. And I would love it.
Play my dad at the same time as you play your dad, you know, because then it's more like a race. Like, oh,
yeah, I that's what I want. I want us to all come together and do it as like a community together.
Yeah, we should have dad night.
But I also understand not everyone's available on Friday nights. But you know,
yeah, but I'm gonna try to dad at the same time as you because I think it'll be more fun. If like I'm getting the extra point, it's gonna make you so angry.
It is. Like, it is absolutely.
I have until the start of season 2 to make this fancy app. Yeah.
Yes, but in fairness, Lythian, you made stuff far more complicated, in my opinion, in a matter of like an hour. So.
Well, no, I want to make this. It'll be something you can put on.
Yeah. What you needed this app to do is it needs to shut down your computer based on a timer. And you should probably add some fun things to get people panicking with that timer. It needs to be able to combat log for you, and upload them to your TDV system. And it needs to be able to track like people spending their crests, how many they're spending, and are they spending correctly? Which we can manually look at that ourselves as long as we watch it. But
I don't think that goes into the log.
It doesn't.
I don't know.
They'll have to. I think in the app you'll have to have them type in like whenever they spend the crest, they have to like tell us what they spent.
Easy. I can collect information, but somebody has to type it in.
Yeah. So like it just needs to be like a companion app that we type things into and blah blah blah. I don't know how easy it would be to set up something like that Archon does where it records your play session. Maybe you could have it do, because people have been asking how to use OBS to do that so they can keep their logs of 2 hours, but I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, you're just gonna have to
get on it.
Yeah. I mean, again, in fairness, you recreated Kelshi in a matter of like a week, so. But yeah, anything else we've forgotten to talk about? I don't know, or anything that we haven't settled on, Scrap? I can't remember anything else that was.
I can't remember.
Other than the gear.
I know we had a you know, like a good discussion of back and forth, a lot of opinions, a lot of people joined in, and appreciate that always. But I'm pretty happy with what we've landed on, and you know, we can always add rules as we need them.
Yeah.
Because it's a gentleman's experiment, right? Like it's not even a gentleman's competition; it's a gentleman's experiment. So nobody's gonna try to cheat.
Well, there's
Except
no
for
reason
Frank.
to cheat. There's,
No reason to cheat. It's
there's
only
no
going to mess
reason
up
to cheat.
data.
Just have fun. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing with the vibe building, right? Like, if I come to the conclusion that it just didn't work out, it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's fine.
No,
So
no
we gotta-
one at Blizzard's gonna give a shit that we proved them
Yeah.
right or wrong. They're like, it doesn't matter. That WoWdads still playing and they're
yeah,
playing. You know,
Yeah, the
They were-
spirit of the experiment
Yeah.
is to get data, not to clown on your friends. But
was-
it's a little bit of that.
it was
but-
surprising. There were a couple people in our comments though who were saying like, I'm a dad and I have a full-time job and I play 2 hours a week and I'm able to get or 2 hours a night and I'm able to get this stuff done. I'm like, 2 hours a
2 hours
night
a
is a lot.
Yeah, it's 14 hours a week, my guy.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
but I
mean,
think that's more what the WoW dad plays, right? Someone who's a big WoW fan but doesn't have the time. You could play 1 hour or 2 hours.
sure, there are WoWdads like that. I'm one of those people, right? I don't think I play.
What?
No, I mean like in a week, right? Because if I were to count the days I don't play, right?
What days do you not play?
Well, I mean this past 2 weeks I've barely been able to play full stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
A vacation time, right? But
Yeah,
otherwise, you
well,
play every day of the week.
Usually, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, at the beginning of a season when everything is hot.
Beginning of
like,
the season, all
we're
bets
all
are
in.
off. I'm
Yeah.
playing. I'm
Yeah.
playing 6 hours a day, like
Yeah.
at least, right?
Yeah.
WoWdad, true WoWdads can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, hold
That's
on. We say
the-
true WoWdads again. I am by definition a WoWdad. I can do that, but I'm also
no,
a fucking
no.
like slave to WoW.
You're
Yeah, you
a
don't sleep.
degenerate.
Yeah.
You're a
WoWdad.
But
degen.
but what I'm saying
So-
is that the WoWdad in my mind is not the WoWdad who is like obsessed with WoW. They love WoW, but they're like it's just a game, and it's like Friday
they care more
night.
about their sleep.
Well, it's like it's Friday night. My responsibilities have fallen off because I don't have to worry about work in the morning. But I can't stay up until 1 or 3 in the morning because the kids are gonna be up at 7. Blah 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 blah. Right. So like that's just the thought that goes into my mind. And on Saturday nights they go on date night with the wife, and Sunday nights they have work, so they can't do this. So
Right.
yeah, it's just Friday night. It's the perfect night for WoWdad.
And you play 2 hours.
Yeah, you just
2
get
hours.
a little appetizer, and you're back to bed.
We could have to like a WoW dad like outfit, like you have a little pipe and like a dad hat.
You
or
need to make an
something.
emoji, right?
Dad.
Because WoWdad will be actually going on while we're at BlizzCon.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
We could all
we're
just dress like dads one day.
You've
Like I know
already-
we've got the jerseys. We
the
gotta
jerseys are
coordinate
kind of
a fit.
daddish.
Yeah, we gotta coordinate some fits for BlizzCon.
I think yeah. Okay.
The thing doesn't even want to stay with us at BlizzCon, so I don't even
I
think he's
know.
going to participate in
such-
any of this stuff.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't have the fun at the beach with me and Frank and Flux.
It's gonna be something stupid like he turns into an ogre after midnight or something. That's
Yeah,
gonna be what it is.
yeah.
No, I think he's just worried we're going to think he's a huge alcoholic. He's just going to have like 16 bottles of whiskey with him.
No, I think he just likes his private, quiet space.
I'm totally on board with that, except for when it's BlizzCon, like flip the switch and let's go fucking crazy. Come on,
Yeah,
Lythian.
come on,
Yeah.
man. Me and Flux are gonna be in like bunk beds or something. I don't remember what the sleeping situation was, but you'll have your space.
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
see if
like
there's
there's
a-
like 6 king size rooms in there. Like what are you worried about?
Who else coming with us again? I feel like Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
4 of us, right? Flux, and that's it.
Maybe Haywire?
Yeah.
And maybe Haywire.
Yeah.
Right, we got
Yeah,
plenty
I
of
don't like
room. We're
But
gonna
then
have
you have
like
to.
it.
We have a room.
we're gonna have Cal
I
show
think
up.
he's
He's
just-
just gonna party with us.
I think that Lithian's just trying to build suspense.
Maybe.
Like he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. He's gonna
The
show up
same
and be
way-
like, eh.
The same way he built the same way you built suspense about how you never want to do the podcast, and then like I kicked you off, and now you're back.
Exactly. Yeah. Kicked him off. Horrible. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's how that went, but it's
You
fine.
constantly were saying, folks at home, if you were a part of a podcast that you required you to have a camera, would you, after each episode, take that camera and put it away in storage? No, that makes no fucking sense. And yet you did that every week.
I
Yeah,
don't
that was
remember that.
I disconnected the camera because I used it for other things.
No, but you put it away. You kept telling me it's in storage.
I used it for work. Or something. I
Anyways.
don't know. I did something.
All
It
right.
was painful.
Well, you want
Don't
to look
try to
at?
understand how he works. It's
last-
an enigma.
Do you want to look at last week's comments?
Yeah, I actually didn't. I don't think I got to read them.
Well, you did. You answered one of them.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah, I went through the other day and I went and I like all the comments. I go in, I like as I read
You
them.
like all of them?
I like
This-
all of them, even the ones that are mean.
There's a
Oh.
comment that came in from an episode that we did God, probably like half a year ago, where SHS Scorp said, I had a colonoscopy a couple years ago in my early 40s, and the night before the prep was the worst part, I assume in response to Scrap's prep. And I just wanted to call this out again. Go get colonoscopies, go get tested. This shit's killing people. It's our...
Is that a comment this week?
Yeah, well, they commented it 2 days ago on an episode from 6 months ago.
Yes,
So, yeah.
people are getting colon cancer younger and younger every year. If you have a family history, if you have any kind of questions or issues, it's really not that bad. Like the colonoscopy is not that bad. My insurance paid for it. It was super cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I had a very intake and procedure was super easy. It was the night before that was the worst.
And guess what? You feel fucking awesome afterwards. You feel amazing. Like you feel so good. But I had a very, very dear friend pass away from colon cancer, and she was only 31.
Oh.
And so it's super, super important that you go and get tested because people are getting it younger and younger. So
31,
if you have,
holy shit.
Yeah, she battled it for 3 years. But yeah, so I'm very serious about that. I went and got my butt checked. I encourage everybody else to.
Yep.
Go get your butt 6 months ago? Because I feel like that feels like it was just yesterday. This year is flying.
It was not. It was in February.
It was 15 episodes ago. So that was probably not 6 months ago, but like 4 months ago maybe.
Or you know what? It was the beginning of February, end of January. I don't remember exactly when.
God, this year's flying by too. Anyways, okay.
I know.
Rack from our Discord jumped onto YouTube to say, ugh, I just want Lythian to go watch Jurassic Park already so bad. That movie still brings me so much joy and hype, even though it's 1,000 years old now.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
Lythian. Scrap says you're going to watch it at BlizzCon.
What about on next Sunday when you come over? We can watch Jurassic Park.
I don't have time to watch
I want to have a movie night when we watch it together.
I'm worried that we're not going to have time to.
We'll do it like 4 in the morning. We're not sleeping. I don't know why Lythian's even worried about his room.
I'm a baby. I need sleep. We can watch it on the plane because Lythian's going to change his flight to come with us.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I'd be so happy if you did. We'd be in a row, all getting drunk together.
When me and my mom went on a plane, we you have the movies, you start them yourself on your own head thing. We went 1, 2, 3 start so we could watch it.
I have to do that in my car. I have to do that in my car because my car will only play audio or will play audio on one, but I have to sync up the videos on the two of them.
Right.
I'm playing first class because I enjoy comfort. And I don't feel like
this podcast is going really well, man. We've made $30 first class. Here we go.
Is that minus the mics and the jerseys?
I have not paid off your mics yet. The jerseys come later.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no comfort here. So
come on, Lith. We're flying first class. You can sit next to us.
Yeah.
No.
I'll be at the back of the plane.
No, you got. Didn't I tell you got upgraded?
I got a business class.
No, you got the Comfort Plus is whatever.
Comfort Plus. I've never flown that before.
I made a few phone calls for you.
Yeah, Comfort Plus.
All right, Mako Slushy says, I want to point out you were wrong about the dinar system in Dragonflight. IO, we confirmed this. I was wrong. You were right. But I wanted to call it out. I also wanted to call it. Also, hold on. You were able to collect through, for those who didn't know, you could have upgraded them to myth level, so it wasn't a problem.
Excuse me.
But I want to call out, where was it? Where someone said, scrap. Yeah, here we go. So Grunk, whatever, the Grunkle Iro.
Grunkle Iro from Avatar
said, Scrap Claw, yes, I retract everything negative I've ever said about you. You're always right. Frank is always wrong, including Season 4 Dragonflight. Your dinars were used to obtain any items 12-step track. I could get the trinket and the weapon I needed to 12 of 12 without ever stepping into Mythic Raid. Why is Scrapclaw getting credit for this?
I said I'll happily take credit for it. Maybe it's to do with the timestamp.
I don't no, I tagged Scrap on Discord. This is a little unrelated, but since it's Season 4 of Dragonflight and they had Grief Torch, there's going to be a healer Grief Torch next season. Scrap.
So. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. So does it reset if someone dies?
I think so.
So I could let someone die to save someone else.
No, I think you just get a buff when they die, and it has like a 2-minute internal cooldown or something. But you get buffed when they die.
When I do that and I let someone die, I'll say thank you for your service, and then I'll get to the buff.
There you go. It'll be me.
Well, you would have a weak aura that could do that for you in the past, but not anymore.
I can make a weak aura or that could do it every time. Somebody will make that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Every time it procs.
A standalone add-on, yeah.
Service.
All right, Legume Dealer says, one idea to try to make M+ers happy and could be applied vice versa, I suppose. What if they basically just allowed everyone to spend bonus rolls on a vendor and buy, we're going back to dinars here, and buy raid gear in the last quarter of the season? Okay, so maybe it's, still dinars. like 4 weeks before the season end, they spawn a vendor that just has everything people want and people can save their rolls and trade in, sort of like a dinar bonus roll situation. And plus, there's only push the end of the season anyways, and they can make it so the amount of rolls it would take is encourages people. Well, I don't think that's necessarily
Dude, I push
true.
all season, bro.
No,
I push all season.
Like, don't get me wrong, they might get competitive in the end of the season, but like, you know, Ellesmere and Meg and Yoda and all of them, they're pushing all season long. It's not like
I'm competitive all season.
it keeps the integrity of the Mythic Raiders early mid-season having to step up on gear while allowing M+'ers access near the end. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that's like a fair system. It's just that it's complicated, and that's not going to be like intuitive for everyone to really get on board with. And it'll only progress the complaint everyone was saying with the dinar system, which is there's no point in playing until the end. Until the end, right? Which I don't think. Again, I don't think that was a reasonable argument because all the people that were saying it were running it the whole time, right? They may have just not tried as hard, but that's fine. You shouldn't try as hard until the finish line starts forming anyways. I don't know. I still don't think this is a problem. I like Mythic Raid is harder to coordinate. It's just the truth. Yeah. All right. Patrick2657 says the loot changes actually seemed really good aside from the 9 out of 6, which basically craps on the whole thing while accomplishing nothing. Said also Frank is right. You should use great push MDI rules for keys as long as you start it before the 2 hours. Oh. So he was just saying that you should be able to start a key within your 2 hours and finish it. But we unfortunately
I think that's going to get abused.
Well, we ruled that out anyways. I still believe that to be the case because again, if I were the WoW dad, I'd be like, it's okay if I go to bed 15 minutes later. But the bit is funnier. The bit is funnier, so let's just stick with the bit.
I feel like I can see myself like, oh fuck, like this key, we're not going to time it and I'm stuck in it. I'm going to leave it really quick, try to get into another one when I have 5 minutes left on the timer and then I get more time or something. But I guess it's not a competition, so I shouldn't be doing that.
Cheating.
Well, I just needed Patrick's opinion on the fact that everything else other than the 9-6 were good because Scrap is refusing to take an opinion until she sees it in action.
No, the 9-6 I'm down with.
Yeah.
It's the other stuff that I need to see.
Zigla snuck into our DMs to say that he'll trade our 20 Rezils or his 20 Rezils for some MDLshi. I really need you, Lythian, to arrange that because I need his 20 Rezils badly.
I thought we've stood on it that we're not going to do his 20 until we earn a 20.
I agree.
That's right.
Yeah. And so far we've not even gotten a 19.
Well, that's because we're not playing. We haven't done it. Like we did 3 keys in a matter of 4 weeks.
But even then we're
one of the people that don't start pushing until the end of the season. Not because of the other reasons.
Yeah.
We're just consistent.
Shout out to PP Pen for their newborn. 2 comments down.
Oh.
Also, I just think the name PP Pen's funny, so I wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
A shout out to PP Jr. Welcome to the world, my guy.
Yeah, newborn's on the way. By the way, so another absolute commented on the thumbnail, which was the meme of the woman throwing her like free throwing her baby. Scott, I cannot believe that you have never seen that meme before.
I never seen it. No.
People again were aghast.
I'm in different circles. Like to me, like Gandalf Fat Naturals was like a household meme, and a lot of people didn't understand that, you know. So I'm in a different meme
Everyone
circle.
but you,
right?
All right. Treblo 3080 says damage downs are a horrible design. Healer tanks being excited about this are extremely myopic. In the end, it still ends up on them due to longer pulls with little to no recourse as their cooldowns expire. As they say, be careful what you wish for. I don't know. I feel like DPS cares so much about their meters, like the good ones at least, that
this is
those
assuming. I feel like this comment's assuming nobody's doing their job, which is very cynical. It's like but if you're pugging a lot, I can understand that.
Well, here's the thing, Scrap, right? So if you're in a key with me and the lads, right? Anything that would normally maybe not kill you, but bring you to the point where your healer has to do extra work to take care of you, you wouldn't care about. You just like, well, that's their problem.
Not at all.
But the second I tell you that you're going to start falling behind on DPS, you are gaming, right? Like that's
yeah.
So don't get me wrong, I can understand a world where that might be the case where the pulls are taking longer because people just don't care. But I feel like that would be more of like a problem in 11s and 10s. But in the
I feel like it's
in the pug world of the 16s, like people will care.
I feel like it's typical of the DPS, or like the reason you play DPS is because you enjoy the meter, the competitiveness in the meter, right? So maybe this person doesn't play DPS, so they don't understand that, like, and they're just like, oh, they're just gonna slack off in other ways because they want to put more work on the healer. But I think probably most DPS, even in pugs, are gonna strive more to fight against a damage down than a kick, which is unfortunate because they're still not doing their job right if they're not kicking. But you know, we'll see how it shakes out. I might be totally wrong.
Well,
but
the thing is that we did the pug, you know, the 17s we tried to pug the other night, and there were some people who were like, we're not carrying their weight as DPS. And I say that in the 16s and 17s that more people will care about this, but the truth is that there are still people making it into high-end keys who don't even care that they get killed, right? Like they're just not worried about mechanics altogether. So yeah, they're
just hoping they scrape some points on someone carrying them, right?
Yeah, right. Like they're you know, from
I've been there, man. I've been that person before.
So obviously there is still scenarios where that will exist, but I feel like this is a move in the right direction. It won't solve everything, but it's a step forward,
I think so too. It encourages engagement.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
Look at here. If it's a missed kick they're supposed to be focusing on, that's still going to be the healer's problem. Here's just a different thing that's also the healer's problem. So like why do you care? Like it's
and it's not a problem if the pull goes another 10 seconds that the healer is like, oh shit, I need a cooldown for that last 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
It's usually more that like the one mob is left standing and the healer's not really doing anything left at that point. But the DPS, you know, that the timer's being wasted and the DPS is not doing well on the meters. So again, I just don't see it like playing out like that. All right, Mackie1 said, and this is a long post, so I'm gonna try to paraphrase it, but the long and short of it, they're in the 1% cutoff right now, pushing for the title. They're in a casual mid-core guild, right? And they like their guild a lot. They said if they wanted a mythic raid, it doesn't interest them, but they, you know, if they wanted to, they'd have to leave the guild to do that, and then that's not what they want to do. However, now that there be people who will get 9 out of 6 gear, they feel that now it's going to be more competitive for them to get into that 1% title range. And that when we were looking at people who were like, you know, getting cutting edge achievements or whatever, like that's not the full picture. The long and short of it is I feel like at the end of the day, the people at the 0.1%, I mean, we've already talked about this, but the people at the 0.1%, I wouldn't even argue the 1%, but like the 0.1% may be at jeopardy that if they don't raid their, you know, might lose their title. But most of them are doing it already anyways. And again, why would Blizzard like worry about the 400 people out of the 4 million people?
Well, I gotta say, this guy has every right to be nervous and upset about it, but I do think he's in a very small club of people who are close to 0.1%. I mean, like that says it all. It's like you know, if you're 0.5%,
and they even acknowledge they're not saying it's definitely going to be a problem, but but to you know, to their point, if they lose on such a dumb technicality, it'd suck, right?
Yeah, you have every right to not want to do this because mythic raiding is like, it's not just like, you know, in mythic raiders they have to do some keys. It's like whatever, we'll knock it out in an hour. Mythic raiding is a huge time investment and it's hard to get into,
and it's the last bosses, so it's gonna be the hardest of the hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I totally get it, but I don't know that there's gonna be that many people who are getting those bosses done, like in 0.1%. Is there less people getting those bosses done than there is 0.1% doing keys? I don't know what the population of like CE.
Well, it's definitely less than the 0.1%.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
There's only like 1,000 people who've done the 0.1%.
Yeah. That's what I think, that there's gonna be people in that 0.1% who don't have that gear because like there's not gonna be that many people at the top who have CE.
I don't know. I just feel like it's.
That's true.
Oh, you don't think it's true? So I actually don't have a good evaluation of that. Like,
why don't you think that's
more people getting
people
CE.
Because I think a lot of people in the top, like the title range, get CE.
Well, yeah, when we talked about this last week, when we, again, it was anecdotal to a degree, but like we pulled it and it was like 30-70%, right? Like 30% didn't and 70% did.
And if someone's already playing at that level, if they needed to for a piece of gear, for example, they probably could very easily do it because they probably have friends that can get them in, or they're already good enough to do it. But
like, I mean, the way I look at it is it would suck if you felt like you had to do it all season long, but again, especially as the season progresses and you get to the end of the season, and again, this is an assumption, but I feel like Dorky, for example, let's say Dorky didn't want to raid. He has so many people that he knows because he's in that realm of the 0.1%ers. And again, these people get to know each other because they play together, because, you know, they just like, they bounce off of each other and they're watching each other's streams, et cetera, et cetera. That he would probably be able to find his way into a late, like hell, probably some guilds who just need like a late carry because they're dwindling and they just want to get across the finish line.
They're stuck with the 19 out of 20 because somebody's dropped out or something, maybe.
And again, the people who are getting the 0.1% are not relying heavily on their gear. They're really good at the game. That said, it's not unreasonable to say, well, even just the stamina increase of that gear, the 3 eye levels or whatever, could be the difference of surviving a key and not. True. But again, it's such a fringe of the fringe that, I don't know.
Yeah, you're unfortunately a fringe, but if you were to throw up, you know, picket signs and be like, this pisses me off personally, you are the victim of this change. Like, you are in this category of, like, you're getting shit on for this change specifically. But you know what? You know what you should take solace in is 99.5% of the people are having a good time with this change. You know, you're just at that 0.5% trying to get to that 0.1%. You're getting
I would
screwed.
ask Mackie if you can leave yourself a little reminder at the end of season 2 to come back and tell us.
To give us feedback.
Right, you could be our tester to see if this is actually impacting the average everyday WoW 1%er.
Yeah.
Alurin said that you had I don't remember you making a flag football reference.
I said I think I said the thing about like you want to play in the NBA, but you don't want to play basketball or something.
Right.
Or no, you want to win the NBA.
Oh yeah, but
play basketball.
Okay.
So they were just kind of
correcting on that,
saying something else, and I was like, I just threw it out there that wasn't really on point. It's just something I thought of that I thought would be funny to say.
Well, good news is what the crit says, that if you do have a UPS, you can keep up your modem and router. And not break keys. However, I did also remember that UPSs don't have like a long, especially if your computer's attached to it. Like
sure.
You can only have it for like 10 minutes.
A couple of years ago, we had this like, it was like 4 years ago now. We had this generational, like the worst snowstorm we've ever had that knocked out a lot of people's power, but it didn't knock out my mom's power. But she decided after that storm that she doesn't really want to deal with that. So she has a gas generator. So I just need the UPS to stay on. I just need the stuff to stay on for the 2 seconds before the generator kicks on. So that doesn't really hurt me that much. But I
got a UPS and a generator. Okay,
yeah,
we get
exactly.
it.
So you know, no raid cancel for me.
All right. Last one, Jackson from our Spotify comment says, this is an older retired Navy coworker, or there is an older retired Navy coworker of mine that walks around and says messy alert before she gossips or some petty shit. And my Toxie alert went off when Frank said on his tirade at the end of the 2-hour play week segment, talking about making PowerPoints to prove they didn't do it. Money in the jar, sir, please. I don't feel like I keep it to myself. That's not Toxie jar material.
He talked about it a lot.
I don't know. He talks about it a lot.
I would even say he threatened people with it.
I do threaten it. Yeah, you guys earn that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got another 2 hours in. We will be off next week. Lythian, what do you not care about that we can keep a hold on to for the next 14 days?
Clearly, I don't care about sleeping because I keep staying up way too late.
I know. I'm changing my sleep schedule too, and I'm like really tired.
Once a week.
But
once a week.
Once a week on a Sunday of all days.
Yeah.
It's the Lord's Day. Now it's Monday.
Because it helps you transition into the week.
Something like that.
You know what I am thinking about? Like, I've lived in the same place for 20 years, and I'm moving to a new place that I haven't been to in 20 years. And
you'll get even less sleep on the sleep schedule, on this time schedule.
That's part of the issue. I got to figure that out because I'm an hour off.
Iaski's just got to stop raiding at fucking BC.
Well, why don't we do it on Saturday instead?
Look, you know me. It's not me that's the problem.
Saturday is fine for me.
I don't know who the problem is, but either way,
y'all want lives on Saturday night. That's the problem.
I don't. Not anymore. I'm tired.
You're old. Is
Saturday nights for video games.
I like to pretend that Lythian going back home is going to be like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but it's just going to be like Lythian.
Yeah, that's a good, accurate assessment.
I have to go back and build new routines and everything. It's gonna be
Gotta get
it's
the
gonna be
gang back.
yeah, it's gonna
Get the
be
reputation
interesting.
back.
Yeah, all my high school friends are gone, and I don't know. It'll be
Murdered
weird.
by the enemy gang. You gotta
But
go
now you
avenge
have
them.
me and Flux to hang out with.
An hour away.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you'll come
Yeah.
down for like group events and stuff.
yeah. Come
Like
on
if
down.
we do
I'm
like
upset.
we do
When I pulled
Halloween,
up, I thought
4th
he
of
was
July,
closer to
New
me.
Year's.
I thought he was closer to me, and he's 4 hours
Yeah,
away.
but you
That
don't do
sucks.
fun events like we do.
Hey, come on down to the beach. We'll
Fuck
go to
you.
Virginia Beach.
You got a bunch of kids and stuff.
Dude, we do fun shit. Fuck
Wow.
you.
If I
Such a
ever
wow.
lived by Scrap, I would definitely try that game she always talks about.
Werewolf?
The really hard one that you die in a lot. The board game.
Oh, Kingdom Death.
Yeah, I would try
It's the
that.
best. It's the
You're
best board
playing
game
Kingdom
ever.
Death?
What you
Well,
play? Kingdom Death?
remember-
let's start by seeing
Oh
how
yeah,
BlizzCon goes
Lythian
before
came
we
with
start
us to
worrying
Gen
about that shit.
Con, you know,
That's
like
true.
to see the
I was
Kingdom Death
there
stuff.
when you bought it.
Yeah. He stood with us in like long line.
Okay. Scrap, any last
crazy.
words?
No.
Cool.
Sure, I think.
Are you ready, Scrap? I'm back home. You're back home. Wait, aren't you going on vacation again soon?
2 weeks.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you might not have an
Just for
episode
the
that week
weekend.
either.
Just for the weekend.
And are you ready to push now? Are we ready to go for title?
I'm pretty retired, I would say.
Oh,
Your DPS
But
certainly is.
I don't feel too bad. You know, I was worried that I was gonna be the one with a lot of cobwebs, but it wasn't on me when we were breaking the keys. So I was like, okay. My
if only.
has to get checked because we didn't make it past the first poll or boss. So
That was
So-
one key. For the other keys, I
talking
think.
about
it
we
was-
before you came,
Lythian, it'll
Lythian,
be
we did,
right
like,
back.
5
It'll be right back
keys.
where it started. We just needed a little bit
Yeah,
jump
yeah,
start. Give us Tuesday.
Well,
Tuesday,
I
2
don't-
keys in.
so-
She'll be right back where she was supposed to
I
be.
don't know what happened before I got there, but
Yeah, we bricked
clearly
5
you guys-
keys in
I
about
bopped the
10
tank.
minutes,
I bopped the
so-
tank by accident.
He bopped the fucking tank. Like that should tell you all you need to hear.
Oh,
I don't
sounds
even know
like a
how
good
I did
time.
because the button difference between what I did and what I was trying to do are completely different. But whatever.
Yeah, and like I said, that makes me feel more uncomfortable that like you don't even know how you did it. Like that means it could happen again and you will also still not know what happened.
If it happens to you, it's fine.
Yeah.
He could just bop you. It's fine.
All right,
Just not the
Ioski, any last words?
Even though I was hyping it up last week, I didn't actually get a chance to really start playing the Star Fox game until today. I popped in and did a couple missions, so I've been enjoying that. It's a very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque in terms of like the team's camaraderie, which is a bit different than it was on the N64 version, which is like whatever. But yeah, so that's been fun. That's it.
That's it.
I finally fired
That's
up 007 First Light. I've been enjoying that too. It's pretty good. Apparently the new Minions movie's good. I'm gonna go see that.
I saw the trailer actually looked pretty funny. I've never seen a Minions movie, but I was like,
They're saying it's the
pretty funny.
best out of all the movies.
how
all
many
the-
Minions movies are there?
There's with Despicable Me, it's like 7.
Oh, I've not seen any of the Despicable Me's either.
The first Despicable Me was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I've
watched
never
Children's
thought
Shows.
like, man, Minions are pretty funny, pretty cool. But I saw a trailer for the Minions movie. I was like, that looks pretty funny.
I've-
like I would enjoy
like
that. I
they're
think.
saying that because it doesn't have to worry about like carrying a plot. It's just about the gags. Like the gags are actually
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
So,
that's what it looked like.
but I still haven't seen
And the
Toy Story
animation's
5, so I
really
gotta
nice.
see that first.
Oh yeah,
but
I haven't seen that.
we got the
Don't have
new
much
live
interest.
action Moana coming out. Everyone's furious about that. You know,
Eh.
Rock with Hair. All the kids movies I gotta take my kids to go see. I'll report back on them. We'll see.
All right, good luck.
All right, y'all. That's episode 92. Again, we will not be here next week. So in your comments, tell us what you're going to be doing with your time in the meantime. Although we will be streaming some push keys when we get the chance. Come and watch
Oh.
that.
Push. We'll see if we get another point this week or if we go home pointless.
I'm calling it now. We are doing an 18 this week. I feel that confident.
we better do an
and-
18.
and-
like,
and
Doing an
I'm-
18 or you're timing an 18?
We're timing an
We're
18.
doing.
We're timing an
he's
18.
gonna, I'm
Oh.
gonna leave it at doing.
No,
like,
we're
that's gonna
timing.
be
No,
my
we're timing.
bitch.
And I'm going to say that we're going to do very well at a 19, but that's only if you guys continue to play past Tuesday because we won't have enough time to get to that point.
We'll see what my schedule looks like, but I've got a couple early horseback lessons, so
I
I'm
gotta
not gonna be
coordinate
on late.
movers and do all kinds of stuff.
Can I thought about this, Scrap. Sorry to take an aside
What?
on this, but why are
Go
you
on.
doing horseback lessons? Like, what's the end game?
Exercise.
Okay, so it's for exercise.
Yeah.
Helping
and,
your
Do
inner
you-
child.
Do you feel like that's a good, efficient way to use your money to exercise?
I wouldn't say I would say that I will not exercise unless I can be tricked into exercising.
Fair enough, but is
And
it
so-
like? Isn't it like? It's got to be expensive to be doing.
It's
Horse-
pretty expensive, but it's not as expensive as you think it would
Okay,
be.
okay.
I pay
You get your new gig, and now you're rolling in the money. I get it.
yeah, I pay
Frank's
$80
paying for all my microphones. I don't care.
for 2 hours, so it's $40 an hour, I guess.
One of these days, she's gonna be like, "Hey guys, I got this new Mustang," and then she's gonna roll up to the club on a
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, I really
Ride the
enjoy
Lithian's
it.
new
Like
house on it.
I
Yep.
enjoy being around horses. The stable is literally 1 block from my house, so it's like really cool, and it's getting me on a schedule. It's putting me
I-
to bed earlier, and I'm exercising.
Well, that's good, right? I
Whoop.
know, but
Yeah.
That's what
I
goes in the
took my
wrong path.
girls. I took my girls horseback riding
Horse
this
camp.
past week,
Yeah.
and I cannot like the second I got there, dust was
Yeah.
everywhere. It smelled like shit everywhere.
Flies. Yeah.
Flies were I had like
it's
2
fly
bottles of just
season.
like trying to.
That's not all year. It's just in
I
the
know,
summer.
but I was just
Yeah.
like, and they're like, "Can we do camp next year?" And I was like, "I cannot think of anything else I would rather be doing than everything in the world other than this." Right? Like it
Yeah.
was miserable for me. I don't know how you do it.
I
But,
like horses.
But in fairness,
but-
I'm also in
Yeah.
like this was in Beaufort, South Carolina, like the fucking swampiest of marshes and shit.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why I have to ride at 6 in the morning because you can't. It's
Yeah.
not good for the horses to be out in the heat, like
Yeah.
doing intensive work, right? So
well, and your
that's why I have to
amazing
get up
heat
so
dome in
early.
DC. Right?
Right. No,
Okay.
dude, I sent that picture. It was 80 degrees at night, like every night this week. Like it has
Well,
not dropped below 80 degrees even at 3 in the morning.
It's been the same way, but again, just traveling from Beaufort to where I live in North Carolina, like
Yeah.
I was just packing the car at 7 a.m. this morning, and I was like, again,
Yep.
drenched in sweat. I was unpacking tonight, and
Yep.
it was about the same temperature, but it was so much nicer. So I
Yeah.
don't know how
we had the rain come in and it cooled it down, but like this entire week we had this like heat wave, and it was like over 100 for like 4 days straight. It's and humid, 90% humidity.
Yeah, the humidity
like
is
100%
that's the
humidity.
problem. Yeah, yeah.
Like terrible. I just open the door and it like hits you, poof, like
Yeah.
it's thick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're immediately in like a gloss of sweat. It's so I hate that fucking
It's
feeling.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
so,
taking 3 showers a day. All right, episode 92. Stay showered. We'll see everyone in 2 weeks. Thanks for
2
watching.
weeks.
Yeah.